Good evening everyone and welcome to Motors TV for this rounds 9 to 12 of the iRacing British Sim Racers Touring Car Championship. My name is Andrew Woodhouse and I'm joined as normal by Adam Bath and iRacing World Championship driver Alex Simpson, who will be doing the cameras for us today. We're here at Silverstone National Circuit in Northamptonshire / Buckinghamshire in England, and Alex, it's a place you know well. You could just about throw a cricket ball and get there.
Yeah, I wish I was that close. Not quite, but not too far off. But yeah, good job you got the Buckinghamshire in there. Otherwise, you'll have the people in that county after you in no time.
We don't want to argue the people. Can't speak tonight. I'm sorry, gents. We don't want to anger the people of Buckinghamshire, do we, Adam?
No, don't want to do that.
Adam, how do you think this is going to go? We've got the Winter Series. We've had 8 exciting rounds. At Silverstone National, it's a classic track. It's become a classic as well, more recently with the British Touring Car Championship being there. And what can we expect?
Well, it's going to be a completely different to when we were at Laguna Seca last week. Loads of challenging corners there. I think we've only got 4 corners really here at the Silverstone National Circuit, and they're all really different. We've got, of course, Copse Turn 1, then Maggotts and Beckett's, and then the Long Wellington straight down towards Brooklands, and then Luffield at the end of the lap. So not too many places to overtake, but as we've seen in the last few seasons when we've been racing here, the Kia Optima is brilliant down the back straight, down the Wellington straight towards Brooklands. So we should be seeing some slipstreaming in these 4 races, 4 action-packed races we'll be having tonight. 16 laps in the 4 races, and we'll have a look at the championship standings as well. Alex Malensky leads the Drivers' Championship by 52 points over Kip Stevens. Andreas Katz joint second place with Kip Stevens. Then it's Jamie Fluke in 4th, Dan Kraft in 5th, Ben Hackerson in 6th, Kia Club Series driver there. 7th, Robert Plumley, Simon Field in 8th, David Baker is in 9th, and Jerome Kaiser in 10th. Looking at the AM standings as well, sorry, Andrew.
No, go on.
Robert Plumley leading the AM standings, Jay Wright in 2nd, Richard Gore 3rd, Nick McCarron in 4th, and John Roberts is in 5th.
John Roberts, of course, the AM champion from the Pro Series of 2015. Alex, we visited this track for the Walter Hayes Trophy meeting, the Formula Fords won by our very own Graham Carroll, and this is a great track for racing, isn't it?
Oh, this is a great track for racing, actually, and the Kias are sufficiently quick enough that it's not just a slam dunk. You're going to get slipstream and past. I mean, you can make it happen, and you can make mistakes, and we'll see some really, really close battles tonight. I'm sure we'll see some accidents as well. We always do, but this track really just sort of plays to that as well, because we're going to have massive packs and people trying to make moves throughout the race with not much of a run on anyone, so there'll be some real late braking manoeuvres. Some people will see them coming, some won't. So we'll keep an eye out for those.
Some definitely won't. Massive packs, massive action. And Alex, as we've got about 4 minutes to go before the start of the race, massive news from yourself as well.
Yeah, huge news for more for the series than anything. But yeah. So the first bit that people will have noticed that we have a new title sponsor in the series as well. So iRacing has taken a look at what we've been doing and picked up the sponsorship for the Winter Series and for the 2016 BSR Pro Series as well. So that is absolutely awesome news. And what that has actually enabled us to do as well is that all episodes of the Winter Series and every single round of the BSR Pro Series will now be on Motors TV as well. So absolutely huge for the series, and that's I want to say 40, but maybe slightly more than 40 episodes, each with their own repeats as well, 2 repeats each. So we're looking at over 120 hours worth that will be on the telly.
There you go, read that and weep, everyone. Adam, it was such a success. Obviously, the Motors TV coverage was last season, and it's so exciting that we're going to be able to bring everyone a great year of British sim racers touring car action.
Well, yeah, the series went down right to the last corner, really, the final race in Daytona, and I don't think any of us saw that coming, and the championship was a huge success last season. So many great drivers on the grid, and so many great races as well. And with the Winter Series going the way it is at the moment, we've seen 8 fantastic races so far this season, and then leading on into the Pro Series. with more big names on the grid as well. We'll see if Savidovic is able to defend his title or not. Oh, sorry, get the title back. Sorry, off Sebastian Jebber, who I don't think will be racing in the Pro Series. It's going to be another fantastic season's worth of racing, and as always, all the way through to December. So a lot of racing to get through.
A lot of racing, and that does mean a lot of commentary. And Adam reading out a heck of a lot of really, really long grid lineups as well.
Oh yeah, wait till we get to Spa.
Wait till we get to Spa. Alex, get the oxygen mask ready for our colleague there.
Yeah, he's going to need it, that's for sure.
We've had a great winter series so far. It's been a lot of fun. And Adam did allude to it, Alex, that the Pro Series, it's closer than we think. Only a couple of months to go. This is really a proving ground, isn't it, for some of these guys, some of the veterans, to see where they stand ahead of the new season, and also for the newcomers and some drivers without a seat for next season. Really looking to get in amongst the action.
Exactly, like you say, it's just an absolute warm-up really for the Pro Series. It's just round the corner now. There's not much of a break between the end of the Winter Series and the start of that as well, so great opportunity for those drivers who want to come and have a little play and see if they want to have a go in this Pro Series. I mean, there's still some spots open, of course, so yes. You can sign up and register. I know obviously preferential treatment is going to go towards those drivers that have raced in the series before. So if you're new and you want to have a little shot at the $20,000 of a prize pool money that they're hoping to get for it, then get registered as quickly as possible, because there won't be many places left. I can tell you there's going to be a lot of drivers that will be returning for the 2016 from last season.
Yeah, and it's going to be a terrific season, of course. Prizes up for grabs again for the teams and the drivers. We'll have more details of those as they become available. It's almost as exciting as a brand new Formula 1 launch season, Adam, waiting to see what these liveries are going to look like and these driver lineups.
Well, yeah, let's hope the 2016 F1 season does sound more exciting than 2015.
Well, we know our 2015 season was more exciting.
Oh, yeah, well, most definitely that. In fact, I probably watched more of the BSR than F1 itself last season. But yeah, great to see possibly some new teams on the grid. And yeah, those liveries as well, definitely ones to watch out for. Hopefully Red Bull might stick with that camouflage livery. I think that would have been great to have seen them carry that through. To the full season.
Well, we wouldn't have seen them, would we?
No.
Nobody, they would have been there somewhere, but we wouldn't
Two
have
less
known.
cars on the track.
That's it.
And they were pretty camouflaged during the normals, during the season itself, last season anyway. Yeah,
if there was an anonymous award, Red Bull Racing would have won that, I think, for this season. I think it's good to see that iRacing have acknowledged, this series and the great work put in by the organisers, the editors of the TV programme, of course, Alex Marshall, Lee Thompson, and of course the great work of the drivers themselves.
Yeah, absolutely. It's the whole thing. The admins, everyone really taking part. They thought to themselves, well, let's try it last season. Let's see what we can do, and it was a really successful season. $10,000 private league for its first time ever. So yeah, just great. And this season going to be even bigger and even better. And the first step really was a new title sponsor, and iRacing to pick that up themselves is absolutely awesome. And then of course the Motors TV, absolutely every episode on there is just the icing on the cake, and it opens up the doors for all of the team sponsors that are involved as well. Nowhere else on iRacing can you get yourselves your sponsors some sort of exposure on TV.
Indeed. So we are heading down to the grid, and Jamie Fluke has taken pole position then for the first round of the evening, round 9. David Baker alongside him. Alexander Smolenski is third, then Andreas Katz in fourth. Right behind him is Ashley Sutton, so that could get quite interesting. Right behind them is Kip Stevens with Ben Hackerson in seventh. Dan Kraft completes row 4 with Julian Janowski and Steve Hefford rounding out the top 10. And we could see good performances from the likes of Jeroen Kaiser, Laura Bond, George Simmons, who were all featuring quite prominently last week. So, 33 cars taken to the grid, Adam, and who's your money on as we get ready for the green?
I might put it on David Baker for this first race. Jamie Fluke is on the pole. He's taken a victory or two so far this season, but I think Baker might just have a good shot at taking the win. He always seems to take victories on British soil as well. But that top 10, very, very competitive. Just seeing there, Ash Sutton back as well. So he's definitely going to be a man on the mission. Fastest in practice, as always. It's definitely going to be hard not to rule him out.
Yeah, Baker's the man for the big occasion. He'll be looking to stamp his authority with a win here today, but he's got competition, and good competition, from Jamie Fluke, who seems to be going from strength to strength.
Green, green,
And now
green.
the sound of the Kia Optima's revving, and they're away off the grid here at Silverstone. And Jamie Fluke going to lead them down to the first corner, with Baker on the outside into Kops. Smolensky having a look as well. Sutton up to fourth already, and he's going to try and go around the outside of the Bulgarian Smolensky through Kops. I'm not sure who it was. I think it was Andreas Katz who got a reasonably poor start down to fifth. Oh, and Katz into the back of Sutton, and that might be the first shot fired at him.
Oh yeah, that didn't take long, did it?
Further back as well. Everybody sort of checked up, I think, after that little bit of contact between Katz and Sutton there, and everybody's recovered back to the circuit, it appears. But yeah, it's pretty tasty out there.
Down the Wellington straight, Adam. There's several of them, like 2 or 3 wide, I think.
Yeah, and Katz and Sutton, don't forget, these two came to blows in the final corner at Daytona last season, and that was what decided the championship, really. And I don't think there's been any love lost there between Katz and Sutton. But yeah, 2 or 3 wide down the Wellington straight, going around to complete the first lap. Fluke leading away from Baker, then it's Smolensky in third, Sutton in fourth, and there's a car off there. Is that
someone's on the grass? A Potocek, is it possibly?
I think it was a Colin Cunniff.
Oh, it was a grey car, wasn't it? Yep.
Colin Cunniff with the Scottish flag on the roof, with Laura Bond behind him, and he's now trying to get past Paul Smith as well. Paul Smith, who seems to be always in amongst the action, and look at that side by side going down to Beckett's. That's George Simmons, and who's that through? That is Dan Kraft. Dan Kraft with a new livery for this race meeting, driving the Friction liveried car, and he is through now into 10th position.
That should be quite a clue as to what his plans are potentially for next season. Daniel Kraft then. Jamie Fluke leads, then David Baker in second, Alex Smolensky in third, with under a lot of pressure from Ash Sutton. But there's one thing we saw from Smolensky, Alex, in that last season was improved temperament, composure, and ability to fight wheel to wheel.
Yeah, absolutely. I think real breath of fresh air was Smolensky in 2015, and he's going about 2016 exactly the same way. So, and good to see him, fighting up the front as always. We're just on board with Andreas Katz, who's just looking at what Sutton's going to do. We'll jump to Sutton because maybe he's going to go for a move on Smolensky here.
Oh, Smolensky running a little wide there, Adam.
Yeah, and he's given Sutton the inside line, but Smolensky will have the inside when we go into Brooklands, but Sutton might try and change that. He's now cut back inside. He wants to pick up that slipstream, of course. He's going back to the outside. Now he's going to do the dummy on him. Looks to the inside, but there's just no way through. Smolensky is good on the brakes there into Brooklands, but gets a little bit of a tap by Sutton, and another one. And takes him off the line. And is he going to turn him around? He turns him again, and Katz now turns Sutton around.
Katz into Sutton, and that pretty much saves Smolensky's third place. Alex, I don't know about you, I'd have left Sutton on the inside there, and you could have run around the outside of Brooklands.
Yeah, it's, I don't think he had an awful lot of time to react to it this time, and Katz having a little look. Hackerson in there as well.
Sutton off the course there, and sorry Alex, I wonder if he might get a slowdown on the inside of the corner.
It's everybody really just all checking up again. So, but we've we know that Ash doesn't take too kindly to those little bumps from the rear. So he's just dishing out what he's had, I guess, in earlier on in the race and previous races.
Good practice for Ash Sutton's 2016 season as well.
Oh, down the inside goes Hackerson on Janowski, and there was just enough space.
Ben Hackerson has had a tremendous winter series so far. He really has, and it's showing better form, Alex, almost than it does in the Club Series sometimes.
Ahead as well. Sutton up the inside of Smolensky. Smolensky still around the outside. Katz is having a look, maybe 3 wide. Now he thinks better of it. Little tag.
Oh, that wasn't really the best piece of judgment from Smolensky there. He really left himself open to getting overtaken by Hackerson now, and Hackerson is through. And who's that behind? Is that Steve Hefford showing, again, improved form himself in the Eurochip digital machine? I wonder, definitely Adam, Steve Hefford, since being he was always a quick driver with potential, but since he's been working with Andreas Katz and the team there, he's definitely improved.
Little battle further back, guys. Sorry, just to interrupt. This is between Colin Cunniff and Jeroen Kaiser as well. They're side by side going into Brooklands right now. We've got Colin on the inside. It's going to switch back to Kaiser here. Kaiser up the inside now.
Very close there. And they're going to be side by side through Woodcote. Who's going to have the run now into Copse to start lap number 6, and also battling in front of them, Field and Smith. Those two look very close as they came across the line, side by side into turn 1. Kaiser down the inside of Cunniff, but Cunniff will get the cut back, and a smoke in front. And Simmons is off, and that's probably contact with Field. And look at that New Homes digital card. That is Laura Bond trying to get in the mix as well as we head down to Magnus and Beckett.
Paul Smith is through. Good move by him.
But the cut back from Kaiser.
Oh, late on the brakes, very late on the brakes. Paul Smith. And take that, he goes.
Well, to be fair, I don't know if it's the update to the Kia, but I don't think we saw as many cutbacks out of Beckett's last season. Definitely seemed to be getting it done this time.
Barely saw any, I think. As I recall, as again Kaiser tries that outside line. Worked for him last time. Alex is going to work for him this time. He takes a bit of grass as well as pretty much all of that inside curb.
Yeah, so long as he's up and
up and Smith's
past.
Gone.
Yeah, what happened to Smith then?
Oh, he's back.
He disappeared. He's on the left. We can see him in the mirror. We're on board with Kaiser right now. You can see Smith coming up alongside.
That's that camouflage that you were talking about earlier, Adam.
Well, there we go. Oh, he's off. He's off now.
It's a cloaking device that Paul Smith initiated, but it didn't work. He's gone off the course.
Fulfilling the chameleon lyrics.
Yes,
he's coming and going.
He's coming and going. As Laura Bond there tries to get in on the action, and so does the 77 car, Nathaniel Simpson, who was in the wars a little bit at Laguna Seca, it has to be said, but he seems to be involved more in the right areas this time. Richard Gore's in 21st place, not the best start from him. Really a little quicker than that, but at the front, someone who's always quick, Jamie Fluke, and likewise David Baker. And Adam, it's a solid start from these two. They've managed to pull away from Sutton, Katz, Hackerson, Smolenski.
Yeah, and Sutton's not making any inroads on them. You would expect him to be closing up on them pretty quickly, but we've got just under 9 laps to go.
Well, only qualified in 5th. Sorry, Adam.
Yeah. But he was
Sutton.
Fastest in practice, so a bit unusual there by Sutton. Maybe he's just pacing himself in the early going, but Fluke and Baker setting similar times. 57.6 last time for Fluke, 57.4 for Baker. Change of position as well, and that's Janowski in front of Hefford now.
Katz all over Sutton, Alex, as they're heading to Brooklands.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, he's going to try and go around the outside. Will he be able to hold it there? That will give him the advantage going into Luffield. Ash saw that and went a little bit hot there just to make sure that he had the line really for that, because we've seen if you can get alongside, that definitely gives you the run into Copse, and we've seen a couple of drivers sort of pull that move now, and Sutton very aware of that.
Yeah, and battle for 11th looks quite good as well. Simon Field ahead of George Simmons, ahead of Colin Cunniff. Almost not quite as good as the battle for 14th that's raging behind them. It's Kaiser, Bond, Simpson, Smith, McCarran, Potoshek, Gore, Plumley. Goodness me. Oof.
Bond's just lost a ton of positions.
Bond's just had a slowdown, I think.
Yeah, she was battling away with Smith earlier. Now she's down in 21st position, so trouble there. McCarran trying to get past Potoshek, trying to get a run out of this corner. Jeroen Kaiser leading this train.
Well, it was a blown engine for Laura Bond last week, Adam, that cost her the chance of a victory, and this time slowdown looks like it's cost her the chance of a top 10 finish. However, the reverse grid is in order. Remember, look at that. That's Max Wright flying down the inside of Laura Bond, making contact, and there you go. Have that.
Yeah, she wasn't having any of that, was she?
Well, that's revenge. No! She's going to survive it, maybe, in the pit lane. So I wonder if that's a black flag of some kind there. But and look at this. There's another battle, quite a large battle. Graham, Richardson, and then in fact it's 3 Laser Tools cars and Steve Richardson, which must be a recipe for disaster, Adam.
Oh yeah, they're all going to gang up on him in here, and Dylan Robinson there trying to squeeze his way through. That's in fact, is that a Laser Tools car? Yes, it is a Laser Tools car. Down towards Maggots and Beckett's, and Richardson trying to get it done on Malcolm.
Trying the outside.
Laser Tools cars, of course, have got a reputation for taking each other out. They did so at Interlagos last season.
Plumley and McCarran as well, getting very close, tucked up behind Gort.
Oh,
McCarran holds on. Oh, he's very late on the brakes there, misses it completely.
And he just misses the gravel.
So late on the brakes, he was there tomorrow, I think. As is there going to be contact? No, Plumley manages to get through with that lime green entity
Muppets.
that he drives.
It's the Muppets car, isn't it? It's gone on board with McCarran. No, we can't quite see it actually from the rear, but yeah, it is the Muppets.
There's the Muppets indeed, and whether that's appropriate for the series sometimes, I'm not too sure. It was funny because Plumley's usually one of the better behaved ones, but there's Sutton and Katz still then. And this is, again, it's a theme that we actually saw at Daytona, the two of them battling, and it's bringing in a third person, a fourth person, Ben Hackerson. Alex Smolenski hasn't gone away, neither has Janowski, I must say, driving an excellent race himself.
Yeah, great race from all of them actually, and the little bit of battling they have had has let Baker and Fluke disappear, and I think Baker's playing a very strategic race right now. Until those 2 or 3 laps go, I don't think we'll see Baker make any kind of attempt to move. He wants to guarantee that he's got at least second place before he has a little shot at Jamie out there.
Let's have a look at the lap times then. Ashley Sutton, 57.9, 57.9 for Katz as well. That's how close these two are running. Katz runs a little bit wide though on the exit of Copse. Hackerson has a look to the inside, but he's going to have to be superly late on the brakes if he's going to have to stop the two-time champion from holding on to that 4th position. And no, he can't. So back onto the Wellington straight. This train continues. We've got Sutton, Katz, Hackerson, Smolenski, Janowski, Hefford, Stevens and Kraft, and Simpson and Smith having a battle as well. Those 2 positions were changing, and that is why those 2 are side by side, and now Posicek trying to get past him as well. So Smith didn't get a good run out of Beckett, and Posicek is through as well. So Smith down to 17th place, but Smith's going to lunge back down the inside.
Smith down the inside, Posicek disappeared and reappeared again, but Smith hasn't managed to quite get the move done. He tries around the outside.
Richard Gore.
Oh, Plumley around the outside of Gore. Look at that for a move.
Oh,
he
Smith.
might get Smith as well.
Oh, be careful.
Is he going to do it, Rob Plumley? That's a great effort. But I think he just lost some momentum trying to avoid the car of Smith. This could be quite tasty into Copse Corner, boys.
Paul Smith just didn't know where to go really, because Richard Gore was trying to go down the inside and he was just trying to steer clear of all of them. Wow, around the outside goes Robert Plumley. That seems to have almost worked. Let's see what happens as we head down to Maggotts and Beckett.
You know what? I think he's done it. Alex is brave. Ooh. Oh, no, he hasn't done it. Smith's very late on the brakes. He's in another county. Yep. There we go. He's gone. Plumley's through, but is he going to make himself a little vulnerable for the straight?
And I think so. I think he should be alright. It looked like he got a better exit out of there.
Simpson and Kaiser as well. Down towards Brooklands. Who's going to be late? Oh, they're going to... Oh, Simpson just gives him enough room there. And Kaiser is clear. So, or is he? Just. Kaiser then through into 14th. Simpson in 15th. And then, of course, Plumley, Smith and Gore still battling. Smith
very, very aggressive on the brakes in this race and almost clipping the back there of Robert Plumley's car as they come through Luffield. But Dave Baker, who's consistently a couple of tenths quicker than Ashley Sutton, just sitting behind Jamie Fluke. Andreas Katz just can't quite get the move. And do you think that maybe, Alex, it warrants a bit of a bump and run if he can't get it done in the next lap or two?
Well, he might do. He might not do. I don't know. We'll see. I think it's a bit early in the race meeting to be doing that, but who knows?
Kaiser's off. He
and here we go. Here we go.
Oh, is this going on at the front?
This is Katz and Sutton. Both men doing really well, actually. Sutton defending beautifully from Katz. It's not often we have to see Ash Sutton defending so vociferously, but he is doing here into a fine standard.
And only 2 attempts still between Fluke and Baker. 2 laps to go. Then we'll see if that lead battle's able to do anything.
Close, Adam.
Yeah, that's not 2 tenths.
That's definitely not 2 tenths. That's 2 inches.
Yep. Here we go then, down towards Maggotts and Beckett's 1.5 laps to go now. Such a short lap here around Silverstone. Baker, of course, such a clean driver as well. I think he won the cleanest driver last season.
You've gone and done it now.
I mean, I've already said
how clean he was.
I've already said my money's on him.
Well, here we go. He's got the chance now with 2 laps to go around the outside of Brooklands. Fluke's defending the inside as Baker managed to conserve enough tyre life to go around the outside of the Irishman, but not quite. So Fluke retains the lead for another lap.
It's going to have about 2 more chances to try and get it done. David Baker, 0.3 of a second. The gap is now, but he'll surely close as they come across the line. Baker has got 1 more lap to try and take that lead away from Jamie Fluke in third place still.
Sutton's defending into Cops, Adam, sorry.
Yeah.
Very hard defensive move as Katz tried to draw alongside the Renault Clio Cup champion. And towards Beckett's they go again. Katz has the outside. This time they are side by side. Katz is very late on the brakes here, but who can get it stopped and turned the best? It's Ash Sutton, and now Hackerson is coming through. And is Baker going to have a go at Fluke? He's not close enough here. I think Fluke's going to take it if he has a clean run through Brooklands. Into Brooklands go the trio fighting for the last step on the podium. It's Sutton, Katz, Hackerson. And then bouncing over the grass is Hackerson.
Yeah, Hackerson nearly got it done there. Had to get out of the brakes, but couldn't get past Katz. And it looks like Fluke is going to come through to take the victory.
Jamie Fluke wins round 9 of the iRacing British Sim Racers Touring Car Championship Winter Series here at Silverstone. It's Baker in second, and then Sutton just about gets on the podium in third place. Good driving from all of them. And that was excellent from Katz and Hackerson as well. Smolensky in 6th. He's slightly disappointed having started 3rd. Janowski 7th, Hefford 8th, Kip Stevens in 9th, and Dan Craft in 10th. That was pretty intense, Adam.
Yeah, great first race, and it was amazing to see the cutbacks going out of Beckett's. That was creating a whole load of more overtaking opportunities down the straight and down into Brooklands as well. So a fantastic first race, and it's not often we see Ashley Sutton having to defend, as you were saying, and him and Katz, that was a fantastic battle. And also battles further down the pack, the likes of Smith, Richard Gore, McCarron, Plumley, those are great to watch as well.
Yeah, it was a tremendous meeting, tremendous race, actually, the first one of the meeting. Is what I'm trying to say, but it's 16 laps of action, just wall to wall. Alex, 15.5 minutes of Kia-related violence.
Yeah, that's brilliant. That's what we wanted. We said it wasn't totally easy for people to overtake, and we saw that really. But people were able to get it done. It's going to make the reverse grid really exciting. I tell you, that's going to really where it spices it all up.
Let's have a look at the finishing order then from the first race of the evening. Jamie Fluke takes his 3rd win of the season, and David Baker in 2nd position. Ashley Sutton in 3rd, Andreas Katz 4th, Ben Hackerson in 5th, Alex Smolensky in 6th, Julian Janowski in 7th, Steve Hefford in 8th, Kip Stevens in 9th, and Daniel Craft in 10th. Simon Field is in 11th, Colin Cunner finished 12th, Potacek in 13th, Kaiser in the end finished 14th after being as high as 11th, I think, at one point. 15th for Nathaniel Simpson, 16th for Rob Plumley, 17th for Nick McCarron, 18th for Paul Smith, 19th for Richard Gore, and then rounding out the top 20, it is Max Wright. 21st for Scott Malcolm, 22nd, Dylan Robinson, 23rd, Pete Newman, 24th, Robert Graham, 25th, Steve Richardson, 26th, Jason Rowe, 27th, Jay Wright, and then the car's 1 lap down or more. George Simmons, I think, got disqualified or so on the last lap. He just vanished. 29th, Laura Bond, the ever unfortunate Laura Bond. 30th, Rick Scott. 31st, John Roberts. 32nd, Andrew Whitehead, and I don't think Cesar Rizzo took the start. He finished in 33rd. But the reverse grid, though, he could be in luck. If Alex rolls the dice and it falls, or spins the wheel rather, and lands on a full reverse grid, him and Andrew Whitehead could be on the front row of the grid.
Oh, we haven't seen the dice for ages, Adam.
We also haven't seen the full reverse grid used yet, so see if that can propel the likes of Rizzo, Whitehead, Roberts and Scott to the front of the grid. I will just give a quick shout out, Alex, just briefly to Mikhail Potacek, because he was 28th in practice, 26th only in qualifying, and then finished a very, very good 13th.
Here we go then. Wheel of Fortune, first time tonight. Where will it land? What are we hoping for, guys? What do we expect? What do we want?
Oh, big one.
That'll be good. No, right. Here we go. For the first time tonight then. Unfortunately, there goes the fall. Not enough. Oh, 23. Oh, 19. 19th it is.
And that is Richard Gore.
It's the Richard Gore button that's been pressed. And the
Still
Apex
be pressed
Racing
the spin. There's just one button. I can't press any others, I assure you.
And the Apex Racing TV driver goes on to pole position for race number 2. So after all that excitement of race 1, we've still got 48 laps to go tonight. So we'll see you for some of those right after this break right here on Motors TV.
iRacing.com is a sim racing game that combines a true-to-life racing experience with an online community of virtual racers from all over the globe. iRacing offers a multitude of officially licensed cars and tracks, laser scanned with millimeter accuracy. Their car models and mechanical systems are based on real-world physics and engineered in cooperation with manufacturers and race teams. iRacing's web-based interface allows members to compare stats and test drive any combination of car and track instantly. Their skill license system ranges from rookie to pro, ensuring members are always pitted against those with similar skill sets. Members are able to sign up for a weekly race series, compete in time trials, host a private race with friends, and participate in racing leagues created and run by the community. With over 60,000 members, iRacing works in partnership with renowned motorsport organizations like SRO Motorsports Group to deliver virtual races based on the real-life Blancpain GT series. iRacing's Blancpain Endurance Series features team racing, giving members the ability to build a team and participate in races ranging from 3 hours to 24 hours. Additional partners include NASCAR, IMSA, V8 Supercars, IndyCar, allowing members to race in their very own 24 hours of Spa, Bathurst 1000, Daytona 500, and many more. iRacing.com, delivering the most authentic racing experience short of getting into a real race car.
Hello everyone and welcome back to the iRacing British Sim Racers Touring Car Championship here on Motors TV, iRacing Live and Apex Racing TV. It's Andrew Woodhouse, Adam Bath and Alex Simpson with you. We're at Silverstone National of course, and the first race showed some great action between these Kia Optimas, with Jamie Fluke winning in front of Season 7 champion David Baker. Adam Bath, I'll bring you in first this time, my friend, and 33 cars provide some great stuff on this short circuit.
Yeah, we saw 16 thrilling laps there as Jamie Fluke, our second place man in the championship, goes for a spin into the wall. We'll run you through the championship standings going into this 10th race of the season. Going into double figures now. Alex Smolensky continues to lead, 41-point lead over Jamie Fluke now. Our race 1 winner is now in second. Andreas Katz dropping a position down to third. Kip Stevens now in fourth. Dan Kraft in fifth. Hackerson sixth. David Baker 7th, Summerfield 8th, Robert Plumley in 9th. Dropped 2 places there, and Jerome Kaiser in 10th. Over in the Pro-Am standings, Robert Plumley leads by 56 points over new second place man Richard Gore, who seemed to be in the wars a bit during that first race as Daniel Kraft goes for a slide through Brooklands. Second is Richard Gore, third, Jay Wright, fourth, Nick McCarron, fifth, Jason Rowe, and then sixth it is Posicek, John Roberts in 7th, Max Ryan 8th, Robert Graham in 9th. Rick Scott in 10th. 3 minutes until we go down to the grid. And Ashley Sutton, fastest in practice at the moment. Of course, these times nowhere near what we're going to be seeing in the race. These are just drivers setting themselves up. Andrew, reverse grid. So, of course, Richard Gore back on pole position. What are his chances of getting a good result in this one?
I think they're pretty high, Adam, to be fair. I mean, I think Gore's one of these drivers, and Alex knows slightly better than I do, but I think Gore's one of these drivers, Alex, that starts, if he can start near the front in some clean air, he usually does a very solid race.
Yeah, very consistent, Richard. Doesn't make too many mistakes, so it's not easy to overtake, and if he can tuck in, if he can, well, just get off the line well for a start, and if anybody does get by him, if he can tuck in behind them, then, you know what I mean, it's going to be very difficult for anyone to get by then if he can use the draft, and there might just be an opportunity for him to have perhaps a late move or something like that. So maybe a chance for a win, who knows? It depends really what goes on behind. It's always the way with these reverse grids. The quick guys, are very quick, and they will make their way through the pack. But if there's a lot of fighting going on, then it's going to be very difficult for them to get to the absolute front. But if there's a big crash and they can skip out 6 or 7 cars on the way up, then it's going to be very difficult for the guys who start up the front to hold on to it.
That's what we don't want, Adam, is we don't want all the guys who have been reversed onto the front few rows crashing and giving those guys an easy time.
Well, yeah, we've seen huge crashes here at Silverstone. And it always seems to be either at the end of lap 1 or something, going through Woodcut, someone makes a mistake and then just flies into there's nowhere really for them to go, and then they just fly into the middle of the pack and cause absolute mayhem. Hopefully we don't see that tonight. I think we probably will at some point during the next 3 races that we've got to get through tonight. 16 laps once again in this second race, and in fact in all of the races. Standing start as well, and then Richard Gore will be on the pole position. But yeah, those big crashes, we don't want to make their life too easy, because I'm sure we saw at Laguna Seca some drivers scampering away into the distance after some crashes in turn 1.
Yeah, indeed, and I think when that happens, I think it dilutes the competition sometimes. But hopefully these guys and girls will keep it clean and safe throughout, and of course adhere to that 11 incident point limit, Alex.
Well, that's the key.
That is the key to finishing. That is literally the key to finishing the race.
I've seen a couple people miss it on the last lap, or well, certainly one I think was on the last lap in the last race. So yeah, you got to work that number as well. You want to make your moves and extend maybe in a couple of places on this particular layout to try and get better runs. But you do it too much, and it will bite you. Just waiting for everybody to form up. You managed to get yourself back online, Andrew, there?
Yeah, sorted, mate, sorted.
Let's have a look at the grid then. Richard Gore on pole position, Paul Smith in second, Nick McCarron is in third, Rob Plumley fourth, Nathaniel Simpson fifth, Sharon Kaiser is in sixth, seventh, Mikhail Potacek, eighth, Colin Cunniff, ninth, Simon Field, and 10th, it is Dan Crafts. Watch out for the likes of Sutton and Baker and Fluke, our top three from race 1. They'll be starting in 17th, 18th, and 19th.
They will. The red lights are on now. Green light is on at Silverstone. Gore and Smith off the front row. How ironic that those two are starting alongside each other. Gore goes into the first corner first. And does he stay in? Oh, Plumley's a bit sideways. I wonder if he got a small tap from McCarron, but Rob Plumley's got a great run through Copse Corner, Adam.
Yeah, and everyone's through without incident. Plumley through into second position, then Smith. Is he going to try and wrestle it back from the Muppet liveried car? No way through though, so Plumley through into second place. Positions changing left, right and centre. Just green flying up on my timing screen all over the place.
Atkinson's had a big time problem. We've got another car as well just recovering. I think that's Dylan Robinson, so not sure what happened to Atkinson. Let's see if we can see a quick replay of that, because it's important, because Ben was right up there in the championship.
Sutton once again has got a quick start already ahead of Katz, and trying to make his way then on, I think that's Janowski.
Oh, he lost it on his own.
And Hefford.
Oh, he lost it on his own, and then I think it was Dylan just hit him big time. So,
Car on the grass on the main straight. That's a friction car. That's Colin Cunniff off the road and going halfway down the straight
he's
on the
still
grass.
having problems.
He's got dirt on his tyres, surely. This is
Plumley takes the lead.
Plumley's into the lead then, past Richard Gore. Gore actually under pressure from Smith, and Smith is through. Alex, that's definitely one of the things from the new build of iRacing. Get dirt on your tyres, it becomes a nightmare, especially in a front-wheel drive car.
Yeah, last thing you want really is the understeer there. So it's bad enough as it is in these Kias, but yeah, Richard dropping down 2 places there as well. So as a little look back up the inside, and I think Paul Smith saw him coming and just checked out of it, but Richard slowed himself right up, and that's let Nick McCarron perhaps get up the inside as well. He's trying to hold it around the outside. He's got a good run, so I think he will be safe.
Simon Field.
Simpson and Kaiser nearly taking each other out, but Fields managed to get through Adam on Simpson.
Yes, he has. Side by side away with Simpson then. Sutton has lost the position to Katz, by the way, in the meantime. Field down the inside into Copse. They're still going to be side by side on the exit, and this is allowing Daniel Kraft and his new liveried friction car to try and get in the mix as well. Simpson will have the outside line.
Kaiser! Sorry, Kaiser's absolutely diving in there on McCarron, looking hard at the GT Omega car.
Still side by side. Oh, and Kraft is off, surely. They're both off into the Armco.
That's a massive one. And neither of them could avoid that in the end. And there goes Kaiser on McCarron into Brooklands. It's a hard corner to pass on this, even though New Brooklands, Alex, provides overtaking. As Smith's around the outside of Plumley. Just hold that thought, but even though Brooklands provides overtaking, it's hard to get a move stuck there.
Yeah, great move. I think, is he going to get it completed? I don't know if he is. We won't look at the replay of the crash back, because it's just one of those typical ones where they get stuck together with the physics of the sim, unfortunately, and there's nothing they can do about it. Is
there anything that Plumley can do about Richard Gore having overtaken him
That's
already?
Great move.
Finds...
Yes, there is.
Yes. There'll be a replay of that one.
There certainly is something he can do, and he said have that.
Muppet car was appropriate on that occasion, wasn't it? For Plumley completely missed his braking point, and Fields just hitting McCarron.
Just watching the replay now of this, so yeah, we can see Richard round the outside of Rob, got the move completed around Copse, just carried the speed through the corner, and then Rob wanted to get the place back really quickly. Just looked like bit late on the brakes, if anything. It just looked like a mistake, because he ran wide even after hitting Richard. So yeah, just a mistake from Rob. He's lost, he sort of maintained his 3rd place, but of course Richard Gore all the way down into 10th.
Field hits McCarron. He pushes him through Copse and goes into the friction car of Colin Cunniff. They're now going to be 3 wide heading down towards Maggots and Beckett's, and they also somehow sort each other out, but Sutton's in the mix there with Katz now. They're now arriving on the scene. And that's, who's that off? That is Andreas Katz.
Yeah, he got a fair shove from behind there, I have to say.
Cat's getting
slow down
ahead.
as well.
Cat's getting ahead of Sutton in the mix somewhere.
Sutton's there in 8th place. Field past McCarran, that's through into Brooklands, that's a done deal, and now side by side Cunniff and Plumley once again, and Kaiser now up into 2nd place, and Smith's vanished. He has said he's got internet problems, he's back now, and now Plumley and Cunniff going at it once again out of Lovefield. This is fantastic here through Woodcote.
It's amazing. It's amazing racing here in the...
Oh my word! Smith
Amazing
and Kaiser.
racing in the BSRTC.
Oh, there's contact further back. I think that's big crash.
Oh,
Let's take a look at that
Richard
back.
Gore.
I think
and Ashley
Gore.
Sutton.
Yeah, and Posick as well. We're involved in that. This I think it all started with Ash and a little contact from behind there.
Yeah,
So
just shoves Potacek out the way.
let's have a quick look at that back on replay. See exactly what happened.
While that's going on, Paul Smith is no longer in the lead. Kaiser now leads.
Yeah, you're right. He just ran straight into the back of him, didn't he?
No
And,
prisoners there.
And Colin Cunniff now side by side with Smith. Smith's going to try and lunge it back down the inside and feels out of control after getting hit from McCarran. McCarran's having to take an outside line, and that's going to allow David Baker and Jamie Fluke, the 1-2 from race 1, trying to get back in as well. And 3 wide, Baker sensibly gets out of that.
Yeah, there was only one answer really there for Dave Baker.
And then
Want to
back
get
up.
involved in that? Oh, McCarran's on the grass, coming down the main straight. But a few people have been doing that, and I question that a little bit. McCarran and Cunniff I've seen off the track there at just after Woodcote there. Katz on Hefford. Well, in fact, Katz has stayed ahead of Hefford. He's trying to now overtake Smolenski around the outside, and Katz might be fairly relieved that Sutton is Sutton is out of the race, because it would have been quite a tasty battle for him. But Janowski now having a go on Hefford.
Just looking a bit further back as well, Whitehead
Janowski.
and Jay Wright having a little battle. Richardson just tucked up behind them. They're side by side going into Brooklands. This is for 19th and 20th place, and it looks like it's going to be Wright. Just hold on to that, but he runs a little bit wide. Whitehead up the inside.
Oh, terrific racing this by 2 men who've raced a long time in this series. Andrew Whitehead, Jay Wright, who's going to come out on top as they enter Copse Corner then for the 8th time. Jay Wright hanging it round the outside, although that is going to be very
Typical
wide.
touring car line there.
A touring car line, and now he's got a touring car problem because he's going to have marbles on his tyres. Oh, and you can see the car snaking from underneath him, Adam, as it tries to break free into Beckett's.
Just manages to hold on, but there's no grip on the outside there. Steve Richardson's going to close in, but I don't think he's going to get anything done. Great battle here unfolding. This is for
back up front. Sorry,
Paul
guys.
Smith and Plumley. This is for the 3rd and 4th. Smith back
Fantastic
down the
scrap.
inside. And that's going to allow Fluke in as well. Jamie Fluke, who has started in 19th place, now battling for 5th with Simon Field. Jerome Kaiser, meanwhile, up front, hasn't won a race, unless I'm very much mistaken, since Silverstone historic back in August 2014. I think that's how long it is.
We were only talking to him off air, wasn't he? He hasn't done any practice this week whatsoever. He's been so busy with, other commitments and whatnot. He was just like, right, I'm just going in and just going to see what happens. And doing a great job out there. Colin Cunniff though behind him. I tell you, Colin was like 2nd or 3rd quickest in practice as well. So he's not going to be he's not going to go away quickly. That's for sure. I think he's still in the slipstream zone, and he's going to try and get his way back up towards Kaiser.
First race meeting that we actually broadcast together on Apex Racing TV. Last time Jerome Kaiser won a race, and down the inside goes Hefford on McCarran. McCarran's going to get it back round the outside, and who's that trying to join in? That's George Simmons with that pink liveried rear end of the car, forcing the GT Mega car through there.
Then McCarran to sort of twitch around there because he was getting helped through the corner almost by George Simmons. Janowski's there. I was going to say he's biding his time, but I don't think he's going to bide his time. He's going to be 3 wide into Copse Corner. Sensibly, Janowski decides he's not going to have a piece of that, because that would be, frankly, a little bit ridiculous. As McCarran still on the outside into Beckett's. Janowski's going to... McCarran's hit Simmons. Simmons goes well off the track there, and that's got to be some kind of infringement for McCarran, I'm sure.
Simmons is going to drop down to 16th place, I think, just behind the battling Jay Wright, and he's going to fall behind Stevens, and that is...
That's a slam dunk penalty, isn't it? That one.
Battle for the lead. Kaiser and Cunniff, those positions are changing, and that's because look how close they are here. Cunniff's going to try and get the cut back on the exit. Kaiser runs onto the grass. Is he going to come across in time? No, he's not. So Cunniff will have his... just shove it down the inside there.
Is he going to be able to maintain it? Not always easy to carry the momentum through Copse Corner if you're on the inside. Kaiser trying desperately to cling onto the lead with his fingernails. And the fingernails just weren't quite long enough because Colin Cunniff, Scotsman in the friction racing car, into the lead. He's a race winner.
He's going to go wide.
But he's made a bit of a mess of that one. First broadcast we ever had on Motors TV, Colin Cunniff took a win after Jake Blackhall was disqualified. Looking for another win here, Alex. Almost lost it there, though.
I'll tell you what, I'd love to see Colin get himself a win. He's such a great driver, and you know, such a good guy as well. He's been kicking around a few of our series that we've broadcast over the years, and yeah, he just, like you say, he just never gets any luck. And there's your own giving him a little tag, just reminding him that he's still there. And here comes Jamie Fluke.
With 5 laps to go, Adam, sorry, just quickly, any of these men could win the race. It's top 10.
Jamie Fluke, a man on a mission, started 19th, up to 3rd position. He's already on the podium. Simon Field in 4th. Won here for Triple Eight back in Season 5 of the BSR TC. Let's see if he's going to try and get that 3rd place away from Jamie Fluke. And at the same time, Kaiser's going to try and lunge it down the inside into Beckett's on Colin Cunniff. Cunniff runs wide yet again through Beckett's.
I wonder if his tyres are going, Alex.
That's possible. Fluke got a bit of a scrappy exit as well, and I thought Field was going to get a run, but yeah, it looks like just a slight, perhaps maybe a different line, because he's still carrying a lot of speed out for Cunniff there as well. Paul Smith disappeared. Is that connection? Yes, it is.
Baker's decided that it's the time to go, the time to make a move. Going to have a go on Plumley. He did have the inside for Brooklands, which turns to be the outside for Luffield, but he's going to get a great exit from the final corner, Adam. That's lovely from David Baker. He got the power down really early that time.
Yeah, Baker's going to go down the inside there of Robert Plumley, and that's a fantastic run. And at the same time, Kaiser is battling with Cunniff down into turn 1 once again, and this is just slowing them up. This is allowing Fluke and Field to join in 2 by 2 here down towards Maggots and Beckett's. Who's going to have the preferred line? Cunniff should just emerge in the lead. Fluke might be hung out to dry here. That might allow Simon Field through.
Cunniff again runs wide at Beckett's.
Again, just seems to be understeering wide, and now Kaiser will surely have the better straight line speed on the exit. Oh, this is so close. 3.5 laps to go here. Where do you go?
Wherever you can find the space. I think Fields around the outside of Jamie Fluke, who also won the first race. And then you've got Baker and Plumley, still haven't resolved their scrap. Dave Baker.
Kaiser's got the inside line for Luffield.
Side by side coming out of Luffield. And Kaiser's on the inside still. Through the Woodkick King, the final corner on this national circuit. It used to be the old Grand Prix pitch straight and grid area. And Alex, this is tremendous stuff. They're knocking spots off each other here, and cleanly so far.
Yeah, this is great. We've got Field alongside Fluke as well. We're on board with Fluke.
2 by 2, and they stay side by side for a whole lap or so. And Cunniff again, he's going to go
he's gone
wider this time, and he will not retain the lead this time, surely. But Jamie Fluke's on the inside, Cunniff's on the outside. But Cunniff got a decent run, funnily enough, after going so wide. He may actually be able to overlap the car of Kaiser, but he's going to have a job because it's a very tight inside line here into Brooklands. If he don't judge this perfectly, he's going to career into the car outside him. But Jeroen Kaiser is fighting for all he's worth once again, the Dutchman, who has won one race in this series, and it was the first meeting that we called. And will Kaiser be the king of Silverstone?
I mean, it's just a repeat of the previous lap. Jamie Fluke got a bit of a hit from Simon Field when we went into Brooklands last time around, but he's still there, and into turn 1 we go. It's the other way around now. Fluke's on the inside, Field's on the outside. We've got 2 laps to go. This battle continues. David Baker's now joined the action to make it a 5-car battle for the lead.
And Alex, they are still side by side.
Yeah, this is absolutely great racing. Kaiser up the inside.
Kaiser's forcing it.
Good exit. Cunniff onto the runoff area. At long last, he went wide enough that someone just went, right, you can stay out there. But he still has a decent run.
Here comes
Fluke's there as well. But if Fluke moves across, Baker's right in the middle. Baker through the middle. Is he going to make it up to 3rd place with a daring move? No, he
Fluke's
can't
gonna come
quite
back.
because Fluke is there. Kaiser now is still with Colin Cunniff, and this continues to be some of the most astonishing racing I think anybody would have seen in real life or simulated racing. This is why the iRacing British Sim Racers Touring Car Championship is the best in the world, bar none, and this is why it's being brought to you on Motors TV. And still, we continue to have this situation where the two leaders are side by side. There are marbles forming, but I think actually what these two are doing, Adam, is cleaning the line on the outside of the corner now.
Yeah, we're on the final lap, down into Maggots and Beckett's. I'm grinning from ear to ear here. This is fantastic racing. Kaiser's finally through, but he's still not clear. And Simon Field's now going to try and join in. We could go three wide once again down the back straight. Colin Cunniff still refusing to give in on Jerome Kaiser. We could have a photo finish on our hands. We've seen it so many times in the BSRTC. Colin Cunniff going to nudge it down the inside, though, into Brooklands.
And Cunniff trying with all his might to wrestle the lead away from your own Kaiser once and for all, but Kaiser, he's not going to give an inch, and this time you feel he's not going to give the Scotsman the room on the outside either. We could see another photo finish
He's
as we saw at Daytona. It could be thousandths of a second in
Here comes
this.
Fields
As we head towards the line, it could be a three-way battle for the win, and I'm not
1,000th.
sure your own Kaiser by 1/1000th of a second. The top four covered by 8/10. Alex Simpson, that is officially the second closest finish in BSRTC history.
Yeah, that is amazing racing from all of them. No real contact or anything in there. That is pure racing at its absolute best. Awesome exhibition from everyone involved in that. Fantastic.
The top 11 drivers, Adam, 2.39 seconds between them.
God, there's so much action, we couldn't call all of it. And David Baker looked like he was going to be in it at one point. Then Field just had a late surge there. And the top three separated by 8/100ths of a second, less than a 10th in it. And Jerome Kaiser winning by 1,000th. Was it Mark Marquez and Jorge Lorenzo almost like that through the final corner a few years ago here at Silverstone? And wow. We'll try and get a photo finish. The cameras aren't the best here at Silverstone to try and judge it, but yeah, Jerome Kaiser takes his first victory in 18 months. So
first victory in 18 months nearly.
Yeah, since August 2014.
And look at that, reverse donuts. That's the only way to do it in the Kia Optima.
But
and he's crashed into the wall. which is just about perfect. We thank about 100 people are currently watching this on YouTube. Do not go anywhere because there are two more races left. We thank you, and I wonder if any of you have ever seen a closer finish, at least apart from race 100 in Daytona at the finale of the 2015 Pro Series. Adam, if you will, take us through that finishing order. What an astonishing race.
Well, here it is. I've just had a look at. There's a brilliant camera angle on TV2 if it's available to judge the photo finish. Jerome Kaiser then wins by 1/1000th of a second over Colin Cunniff. Simon Field is finished in third in the end. Fourth for Jamie Fluke. Fifth, David Baker. Sixth, Andreas Katz. Seventh is Rob Plumley. Eighth, Alex Smolensky. Ninth, Steve Hefford. And 10th, Julian Janowski. 2.1 seconds separating the top 10. 11th, Paul Smith. 12th, George Simmons. 13th, Max Wright. 14th, was Kip Stevens. 15th, Andrew Whitehead. 16th, Nick McCarron. 17th, John Roberts. 18th, Laura Bond. 19th, Jay Wright. And Ben Hackerson in 20th. 21st, Steve Richardson. 22nd, Scott Malcolm. 23rd, Rick Scott. 24th, Jason Rowe. And the car's one lap down or more. 25th, Pete Newman. 26th, Richard Gore. 27th, Robert Graham. 28th, Cesar Rizzo. 29th, Ashley Sutton. 30th, Mikhail Potacek. 31st, Nathaniel Simpson. 32nd, Dan Kraft. And then at the back, 33rd, Dylan Robinson.
Yeah, we managed to get a great shot of that actually as they crossed the line. There's just nothing in them that's so close. It shows 2/100ths of a second on my overlay timing, but the official is 1/1000th, is it? Did you say the official?
1/1000th, yeah.
Great.
Alex, have you ever seen anything like that?
No, I mean, to be fair, that's the closest finish we really have seen with three cars involved. I mean, you just think with all the rest of them, we'll just you know, 2 seconds further back. Well, not even 2 seconds further back. There was,
wasn't
what, you
even.
say it was 11 cars? 2.3 seconds? I mean, that's just crazy. We did say that this racetrack would promote some good racing today, and the reverse grid was really going to open it up, and that's exactly what that did, and that was fantastic. There was a couple of little bumps and bangs a bit earlier on in the race, but for the most part, that was brilliant. And those last 5 laps, what can you say? That has to be some of the best racing I've ever seen, ever. You know,
I think,
not like you say, not just on sim racing, but ever. That was brilliant.
iRacing, real racing, it's just fantastic, you know.
And the great thing is we've got 2 more races still to go. And of course, we've got the reverse grid, cars 15 down to 26, or a full reverse grid. We could see that happen. Still, who knows what other racing we could throw up here tonight.
If full reverse grid happens, I haven't got a clue what we're going to do, because that's going to be amazing. But I mean, your own Kaiser, Colin Cunniff, side by side, or what seemed like an absolute eternity out there, and it was fantastic. It was really, really fantastic.
Right, who's up for the reverse grid spots then, Adam?
15 down to 26 then. Andrew Whitehead, Nick McCarron, John Roberts, Laura Bond, Jay Wright, Ben Hackerson, Steve Richardson, Scott Malcolm, Rick Scott, Jason Rowe, Pete Newman, and in 26th position, Richard Gore. So, or we could have a full reverse grid. So who's going to be on pole position for race 3 of the evening, Alex?
Here we go. Well, it's where we left it, 19th place, so we won't reset it. We'll just give it a spin and see where it lands. Gonna get close to full, but I don't think it's gonna reach it. And we're looking like 20th. Yeah, just 20th. It was so close to 22nd. Sorry to whoever that was.
Scott Malcolm would have been in 22nd place, but yeah, 20 cars reversed. Ben Hackerson is on pole position for race 3 of the evening. Jay Wright 2nd, Laura Bond 3rd, John Roberts 4th, and Nick McCarron in 5th.
Yeah, that's great, and I'm actually pleased for Hackerson to get the reverse grid, because he got caught up in the incident at the start there, and he'll be thinking straight away, oh, that's me meeting over and done with. But yeah, reverse grid pole, so chance to bounce straight back.
Well done to Ben there. I mean, he's going to be happy starting from the front, definitely, and I'm just out of breath. I think that was one of the best races I think I've ever seen. It was wonderful action, and don't go anywhere, guys, because like I said, we've still got half the evening's racing still to come. So, from the iRacing British Sim Racers Touring Car Winter Series here on Motors TV, we're going to catch you right at the other side of this break. Do not go anywhere, otherwise you'll miss some more things like that.
iRacing is the most accurate online racing game and simulation available to the general public. The iRacing service allows you, the race fan, the real-world racer, the race enthusiast, the gamer, to race virtual replicas of real-world cars and at real-world, world-class racetracks. iRacing laser scans all of its content to millimeter accuracy, which gives you a digital replication of that car or track. Whether you want to race for online championships, race your buddies in a league, or test for an upcoming real-world race, iRacing has what those sim racers, gamers, race fans, and real-world racers are looking for. Unparalleled accuracy with loads of fun wheel-to-wheel excitement. Because of the solid community that iRacing has built, along with that attention to detail, iRacing has been able to form official partnerships with renowned motorsport organizations such as NASCAR, SRO, IMSA, V8 Supercars, and others to develop professionally sanctioned online racing series for our members to participate in. This is unique to iRacing.
When we started iRacing, we kind of fundamentally wanted to take a different approach with licensing and treat them more like partnerships. You know, for instance, NASCAR was one of our first big partners that we brought in, and it's a great way to market your product. There is a growing sense that the virtual space is a great way to interact with the fans of your real-life series. Simulation in itself is just becoming more and more popular in the real racing world, and it's natural to think that to be successful in the real world in these racing series, you're going to have to be up to speed with simulation at this point, because it's the only way that you can actually get any testing done.
One of the things that we've realized in partnering with iRacing is that it allows us to expose the sport to a much broader audience than we've ever had the ability to reach out to. Not many people have the opportunity to drive a race car. iRacing breaks down those barriers and lets you do that. So for us, we're able to expose racing in general and the sport of NASCAR to a much broader audience from that standpoint. It engages people in NASCAR in general, so they like iRacing. If they don't want to become a professional race car driver, they get a feel for what the sport's all about. They're more apt to either go to a race or watch on TV.
iRacing's ever-growing global online community is very appealing to IMSA and what we're trying to do and grow our product as well. Clearly, iRacing is a leader in sim racing and logical and attractive partner for us to be with. For sim racers who have not been exposed to IMSA before, this is a great way to entice them to come check our product out on television or attend our events in person.
At this point now, we're actually getting contacted by racing series and tracks and manufacturers because they want to be involved in iRacing, because they see the value of having that sustained exposure to key demographics for them. Over the last few months, we've done partnerships with the SRO, who is the sanctioning body for the Blancpain GT series in Europe. IMSA, which is obviously the sports car series here in the US. They're two of the newest partners that have gotten on board with this idea that there is a way to kind of bring their brands into iRacing and create these virtual series that have real meaning to consumers of our product and fans of their series.
Next to the traditional ways of promoting the championship through TV, through media, through all forms of internet, we appreciate the growing importance of gaming. iRacing offered a very realistic platform where high-level players can get the nearest to the specificity of our type of racing.
Companies like NASCAR or Blancpain Series or IMSA don't just partner up with everybody. They see how authentic we are, how realistic the racing is, how much effort we put into making things real and fun and exciting for our members, and that's how we get to work with these companies. It helps us both engage our existing customers. It's more exciting to race when you're racing an actual NASCAR series versus just a stock car, and it also helps us reach new people, because new people, they follow these series in the real world and they want to get as close to them as they possibly can.
One of the things we love about iRacing and what they've created there is that it really emulates what we do in real life in NASCAR. You have to work your way up, you have to train, you have to become better at every single level in order to make it to the very top. iRacing was the perfect partner with the technology that they had to offer, really the best of anything that was out there, and they created the most authentic racing experience that anybody could find. Short of getting in an actual race car, you're not going to find anything closer to real life than what you'll find on iRacing.
After what I'm going to call one of the best races that we've ever seen in the entirety of sim racing, possibly, we are back with the iRacing British Sim Racers Touring Car Winter Series from Silverstone National Circuit for round 11 here at the prestigious venue which first hosted the British Grand Prix back in 1950. Adam Bath and Alex Simpson are with me, Andrew Woodhouse, and as usual, Alex, we have a reverse grid start, but really we need to talk about the last race. It's one of the best ones I think anybody's ever seen.
Fantastic race. Really looking forward to seeing how this one turns out. The old expression, after the Lord Mayor show comes the dust cart. Well, I hope this isn't going to be a free-for-all. I hope we're going to see more of the great action we just saw there, because it's got one more race after that. Let that one be the one where everyone just goes for it. But another one of those races, please, guys. I'm really looking forward to this one.
When you say here comes the dust cart, does that mean a wrecked Kia Optima?
Well, yeah, quite possibly, or 20.
Or 20. Adam, what do you reckon?
Or maybe more than 20.
Maybe more than 20. The last race was decided by 1/1000th of a second, and again, for people who missed that last race, was only the second closest finish in the history of this championship.
Yeah, we've had even closer. Yeah.
Yeah, sorry, I was just going to say, do you want to quickly run us through the grid while everybody's forming up?
Yeah, let's have a look at the grid then. 20 cars reversed. And it's Ben Hackerson on the pole, Jay Wright in second, Laura Bond third, John Roberts fourth, Nick McCarron in fifth, sixth Andrew Whitehead, seventh Kip Stevens, eighth Max Wright, ninth George Simmons, and then 10th it is Paul Smith, 11th Julian Janowski, 12th Steve Hefford, 13th Alex Smolensky, 14th Rob Plumley, 15th Andreas Katz, 16th David Baker, 17th Jamie Fluke, 18th Simon Field, 19th Colin Cunniff, and in 20th place it is our race 2 winner Jerome Kaiser.
Possibly some of the guys on the outside of Woodcote as well, they may have the marbles to contend with, so it will be possibly a slightly sluggish start for a few. Hopefully that's not the case. Revs are rising then. Red lights are on at Silverstone. The green light is on again. And it is a slow start from pretty much everyone on the outside line. And that allows Hackerson to get a tremendous start. And also Laura Bond from the second row manages to get into what looks like second place. And you can see John Roberts sliding his Kia Optima through Cobb's Corner as we are 3 wide already, heading towards Beckett's. Laura Bond on the inside with... Oh, Roberts has gone through, look. Oh, and off goes Jay Wright, and that's with the cold tyres there. The brake bias of the Kia Optima. Of course, the rear end goes very light, Alex, and that was what Jay Wright found out there to his cost.
Yeah, of course, the front tyres, the track temperature, actually, when we brought up the info at the start of the race, it is quite cold out there, so the sun is out, but the track surface is not that warm, so it's going to take a little while for those rears to come up to pressure and up to temperature, and you can see the guys are really struggling out there, balance right off. It takes about a lap and a half at this short Silverstone National Circuit to do that.
So Hackerson's cleared off. He's used to these big reverse grids, Adam, from the BSR Kia Club Series, which of course I will plug, you can see Sunday nights at 9 o'clock here on this very channel.
Yeah, the BSR Kia Club Series, I think that's full reverse grids by default, isn't it?
Reverse grid, everyone on the lead lap gets reversed.
Look at this, 2 wide here. That is a Eurochip digital card. That is Andreas Katz battling away with Smolensky into what we're talking about, into Beckett's. There we go, that was the word. And now it's side by side as well between David Baker and Jamie Fluke. The race 1 winner, Jamie Fluke, battling away here with David Baker as we're heading down to Brooklands. This is going to be very close and very tasty indeed as we get on the brakes. Katz down the inside of Smolensky, the championship leader.
Fluke's
he is
wide.
through.
Fluke's wide. And Baker struggling there. It's also an almighty scrap between a few of the cars a bit further back, but I think we should concentrate on this one. Only 5 seconds separates the field, or most of the field, here after 2 laps here at Silverstone National. So into the...
We're on board with Baker as well, into Copse. You see Fluke on the inside, a little bit of smoke as well. Fluke just obviously drifting that car in there.
Well, can he keep the position, Alex, is the question. Into Beckett's, going to be late on the brakes here. Bacon is going to try and go around the outside, doesn't want to run too wide into the marbles because he may be prey to the car of Simon Field, who did make a slight bit of contact there.
Baker then in 14th place, Fluke in 13th, so they've already gained a couple of positions. Side by side further up though, and that is Nick McCarron trying to get past Laura Bond, and Nick McCarron is just through, relegating Laura Bond down to 5th place. Bond will try and get it back up the inside though on the exit of Luffield. So many times tonight we've seen that cut back move be effective. Will she be able to have the inside line? And who's that behind? That is the unmistakable fluorescent car of Kip Stevens coming across the line. He's right in the wheel track, so Laura Bond down the inside he goes. Surely there's no way through there, and Smith is now giving Stevens a nudge as well.
Yeah, it's all happening at the front. Ashley Sutton's already up to 19th, having started 29th. He's on the prowl as well. Laura Bond trying to... Oh, just gone a little bit wide. Stevens doesn't want to run into his teammate.
Janowski as well, I think, with Hefford around there as well. So it's all getting pretty close. Paul Smith too. There's nothing separating these guys. Oh, 3 wide.
Of course it is. Every man or woman for themselves in this Winter Series, but you still don't want to run into the people who you're probably going to be teaming with for the whole of 2016. Oh. And Laura Bond and Paul Smith then getting into combat.
And Janowski
Janowski got shuffled back there. I'm not exactly sure what happened. I think he made contact with Smith. I'm not sure, but that means that Katz is up the inside, and he the German two-time champion. Oh! This is going to be big!
Takes off Janowski.
Janowski's off. Hefford somehow manages to stay in the race.
Yeah, poor Janowski there. He did nothing wrong whatsoever. Just we've seen this in 2 races before. You know, drivers just getting on the grass there, and Hefford just couldn't control it that time. And yeah, he got away with that somehow. It's just crazy.
Oh, Simmons
but
off the course as well there. Simmons well off the course, and he's going to be passed, is he, by Roberts? Roberts trying to be late on the brakes, trying to get past George Simmons, who's a newcomer in the last few
Simmons
weeks.
for a second there. There he is, up on screen now, 2nd place.
So Hackerson leads, Simmons 2nd, 3rd for Roberts, 4th is McCarron, 5th is Paul Smith, now ahead of Laura Bond. And look at this lot.
Kaiser, Hefford, Sutton and Jay Wright, yeah, they're all battling over positions here. Sharon Kaiser, of course, the race 2 winner, battling away with Ashley Sutton, who finished 3rd in race 1. Didn't have a good race 2 though.
These two dusted each other up into Lagos, if you remember, Adam, at the end of last season.
Oh yeah, of course, and Kaiser wasn't too happy about that. They're racing again now. Simon Field in front of them. This is battle, of course, over about 13th, 14th, 15th place. Oh, jumbling up.
Hefford very late on the brakes. I thought he was going to run and career into the car of Ashley Sutton, but the Renault Clio Cup champion just avoids disaster there. And down this slight hill towards Brooklands, as they're all fighting for position, all fighting for some kind of safety almost in these early laps. It's such a big group of cars. You don't want to get put out of line, Alex, because it could set you back quite a few positions, as we've seen.
Yeah, exactly. This is a prime example of what we were talking about at the start of the broadcast as well, that there'll be a lot of pack racing out there today. And just look at that flowing through Cops right now. It's crazy.
Katz went down the inside of Laura Bond, but it was a beautiful cutback by Bond. She manages to get past the 2-time champion again. Katz is off. Katz is well off the track.
Way
and
off.
that's lost him 5, 6, 7. 7 places, 8 places.
I think he thought he was going to get ad there, and he just left the room just so that he could survive. But
3 wide.
Just
that's a slowdown
too
for.
much.
Is that a slowdown for? There's a Laser Tools car in there.
Laura.
That's Smolensky, actually, who's come from
Jamie.
nowhere. Come from absolutely nowhere as Alexander Smolensky to be in front of this battle. And he's through and he's clear.
Yeah, all of a sudden there's a little gap just formed up behind Kip Stevens as well. They were all pretty much tucked in behind Paul Smith.
Baker's in the middle, 3 wide. Will be the call from his spotter as well. And Ashley Sutton now wants a piece of this action. Baker chops across the front of the race winner multiple times in this category, but Baker, of course, a champion of the category. And into
Fluke.
the side of Jamie Fluke goes Dave Baker, and that wasn't a clean.
Sutton's off.
Sutton.
I thought he was a goner then.
He was extremely lucky that Jamie Fluke got on the brakes there. Laura Bond, got on the brakes and pretty much saved Ashley Sutton that time.
And now he's going to try and get past Simon Field, Ashley Sutton. Sutton is going to try and crack the top 10. He's into 9th.
Field's wide.
And Kaiser trying to get past Field as well. It seems to be where the action is. Wherever Kaiser is, there is always action. It seems to be in the championship at the moment. Out of Luffield. Got 8 laps to go. Hackerson 2.1 second lead. Then it's Roberts, McCarron, Smith, and Stephen Smolensky. Then it is David Baker and then Ash Sutton. And it's crazy pack. Katz now trying to get past Jerome Kaiser into Cops. No way through there.
Simmons in second, Adam, that you missed out as well. He's definitely still. I wasn't sure whether he was still there at one point, but he definitely is. George Simmons in second place, very impressive. Over the last couple of weeks, Smolensky then runs a bit wide after having to slightly avoid Kip Stevens through Beckett's, but look at the pack behind as well. Andreas Katz has managed to get free of it, and he's just ahead of Jamie Fluke and Jeroen Kaiser now. So Katz up into, I think he's about 10th, but it's hard to tell until the timing and scoring shakes itself up. Kaiser through on Fluke.
11 for my live timing screen.
Cunniff battling away with the 32 car Laura Bond, and that's side by side in the background. That's Rob Plumley and Steve Hefford, 2x2. We've seen that quite a few times, especially
Cunniff.
through Woodcote.
Cunniff's the master of that after he was there for a couple of laps in the last race. Hefford moving across very nearly prematurely. and nearly slamming into the side of Plumley, but Laura Bond managing to hold on to that position. She's sustained a little bit of damage, I think, so it's the handling of that Kia Optima, probably not quite to her liking at the moment, Adam.
No, and she gets another tap from Rob Plumley. Rob Plumley might be trying to send Laura Bond to Sesame Street here as we head down the Wellington Straight and towards Brooklands. And 3 wide nearly.
This broadcast is brought to you by the letters D, S and Q. Through Brooklands we go. Laura Bond. Nobody's been disqualified. I think only one driver's been disqualified, Alex, so far. It's been pretty clean.
Yeah, amazing. They're racing this hard and this close, but yeah, no real issues whatsoever out there. Ash Sutton, Dave Baker again. This is looking pretty tasty into turn 1.
Oh, yeah. And it's always tasty whenever Ashley Sutton's around. Baker's going to try and get the cut back on the exit.
Look at that.
And
Man with well over 200 starts, David Baker.
Oh, Sutton all over the curb there.
All over the curb, all over the place.
And now Field might try and get past.
Speaking of the place, he's going to lose the place. And 1-2 his teammate, at least former, possibly future teammate, Simon Field as well.
Down the Wellington Straight then towards Brooklands.
Is Sutton going to go for it? Of course he is. There he goes. Up the inside. And is he going to make it stick? Oh, he does. Look at that. Decision move there from Ashley Sutton. Lovely work from him. Baker's going to tag along to the back of that car, Alex, and going to try and get the run through Woodcote and over the start-finish line.
Yeah, once again, we see Sutton so good on the brakes. He knows that he needs to take enough speed into there to clear the car that he's overtaken as well. Give Baker no opportunity to come back around the outside, and straight on the offensive as well. Wants to still get past Smolenski as quick as he possibly can. Looking to the right, Smolenski covers him off.
Barely covers him off. Alex, I think that time, and Baker's still in there. Paul Smith now beginning just to hold up this group slightly, and Smith, who showed great pace earlier on, might be paying for it now with some tyre wear issues.
Down the straight then, we've got 4.5 laps to go. Sutton trying to get past Alex Smolenski. Thought he was going to run into the back of him then, very close. And they're closing up on Paul Smith as well. Poor Paul Smith might just be about to get freight trained by all of these drivers.
Oh, Sutton
into the back of Smolenski.
Sutton tried to railroad Smolenski that time, but it looks like the Bulgarian managed to survive it. So Smolenski for now retains 7th place. Ben Hackerson leads by 2.4 seconds now from George Simmons. Then it's John Roberts with Nick McCarron in 3rd. Nick McCarron in 4th, and then it's Kip Stevens, and then it's this battle that we're watching. And Alex, what is Paul Smith going to have to do here?
Yeah, he just can't afford to make a single mistake right now. Otherwise, you can see him losing 4 or 5 places in just a just a short sec there. He just got to stay focused, just nail everything, and just try and see. There's half a chance that he can tag back onto Kip Stevens' slipstream. It's the only thing that's gonna help him here, I think.
A bit like a DRS train, I suppose.
Oh, he's wide.
Smith goes wide, yep. And
he's going to be all right, I think.
Oh no, he's not. And off goes Sutton.
Sutton's not all right.
He went into the back of Smolenski and then got tagged by David Baker, and that is him disqualified, I do believe, from the race.
No,
what were you saying?
He's still going.
He's still going. He's back. Oh, there we go.
He's done a 3-point turn. He's back on.
Just going to have a little watch of that back on replay, as we just didn't quite see the contact from behind.
He's all the way down in 27th though, Sutton now.
So let's have a look to see what happened on this replay then. So yeah, we just slows up, because obviously Paul took that wide line. Everybody just checked up a bit, and yeah, there was nothing really Baker could do there. It was just one of those concertina moments, unfortunately, and Sutton come off worse.
Some of those guys at the back are going to get a bit of a shock now, Adam, I reckon.
Oh yeah, definitely. They're all going to be coming up on them.
Richardson and Simpson are the first ones that Ashley Sutton's going to try and conquer, but it
Kip
is...
Stevens, Nick McCarron.
Yeah.
Side by side through Brooklands into Luffield.
It's for P4, and they're both closing in on John Roberts, Alex, as well.
Smith's off, he's all over the place, and that's going to allow Field and Baker through, and it's going to allow the 23 car Cats through just. And poor Paul Smith once again is a victim of misfortune. He is now down into 9th place. And look at this. Oh, my word.
Big contact through Luffield, and I don't think it's through Woodcote, sorry. And I don't think Fluke possibly knew that Smolenski and Fluke didn't know that each other were there, possibly.
Managed
somehow-
to survive.
Just Paul Smith still those having to fend off
don't know
Smolenski. Smolenski's a man on a mission, another man on a mission. It seems down to
Oh!
my word, and
I
into
don't know how at
Beckett's.
130 miles an hour that didn't end in disaster. Look at Colin Cunniff.
Three wide.
3 cars in one corner.
And just in front of them, we've got Katz Baker as well. So big battles to focus on here. But
Now
who's
this
going to
is
have the
three-
line?
3 wide, Adam. Oh, I picked the middle one possibly, Alex. Oh!
Smith hits
Oh,
Fluke.
Fluke's gone.
He's back
Oh, he
there.
saves
No,
it,
he's not.
keeps it. Oh, sort of. Oh,
And Cunniff
oh,
and
they're
Smith.
clipping into each other a bit now. As Cunniff and we remember at the Walter Hayes, Alex, we saw a couple of 3 wide situations like that. We're holding his breath there, and definitely holding his breath again.
Yeah, and that was pretty much what happened there as well. But of course,
Oh, Bakerfield and Katz almost 3 wide. Sorry to cut you off, Alex, but they were going 3 wide into Copse, one of the fastest corners on the circuit.
now
Goodness
all,
me, continue.
all
Sorry.
through that one safely. We're actually on to the last lap, believe it or not, guys. So
Oh, Baker's
Atkinson-
switching. Baker nearly lost it.
Atkinson's
Oh,
clear,
Katz.
but this battle's still very much going.
Katz is going to make it through, I think, possibly on Baker, is he? He's not quite got the overlap. We will come back to that one very, very shortly, but it's going to be Ben Hackerson. And I believe, Adam, I'm not quite sure, but that could well be his first win in the series.
I think you might be very well right there. The Kia Club Series driver that so nearly took the title last season in the Kia Club Series is going to take the victory in race 3 of the evening.
Round 11 goes to Ben Hackerson, Team iGlazing. That's a tremendous result for him. Started first, finished first, and what a result for George Simmons in second and for John Roberts in third. Alex is still coming over.
Still a lot of battling going on as well. That was Richard Gore and Pete Newman and Pochik
Sutton.
there, all close. Let's see what else.
Sutton almost
Yeah,
put
Sutton.
Graham. Sutton
Janowski
23rd.
as well. Yeah,
Sutton
still in
23rd,
the reverse grid
yeah.
places, so yeah, it could be at the front. You never know.
Could also be Mr. Dylan Robinson at the front as well, with the reverse grid. So,
Well, let's have a look at the
now
finish order.
did Sutton get disqualified?
No, he managed.
No.
He must have rejoined. I thought he
It
got
must have been
disqualified at
after.
first because he disappeared off my timing screen. But
It might have
he
been after
just
the race.
pulled over. He just pulled
Yeah.
over. That was all.
He just disappeared down to 30th on the timing screen, though, Alex. That's,
No.
If
he's
that's
not.
just
He
a glitch.
he just pulled over. Just a glitch when they get off the track quickly. That's all.
so Ben Hackerson then takes the victory. George Simmons finished in second. John Roberts in third place. Fourth, Kip Stevens. Fifth, Nick McCarron. And then in sixth, it is Simon Fields with David Baker in seventh. 8th, Andreas Katz, Colin Cunniff in 9th, and Jerome Kaiser in 10th. 11th, Paul Smith. 12th, Jamie Fluke. 13th, Alex Smolensky. 14th, Dan Kraft. 15th, Steve Hefford. 16th, Jay Wright. 17th, Laura Bond. 18th, Rob Plumley. 19th, Mikhail Potacek. And in 20th, it is Richard Gore. 21st, it is Pete Newman. 22nd, Robert Graham. 23rd, Nathaniel Simpson. 24th, Steve Richardson. 25th, Max Wright. 26th, Jason Rowe. 27th, Julian Janowski. 28th, Scott Malcolm. 29th, Cesar Rizzo. 30th in the end was Ashley Sutton. And then the cars that were eliminated pretty early on. Rick Scott, Andrew Whitehead and Dylan Robinson. So pretty clean race for to be fair.
Yeah, it was actually, and clean in the sense of retirements. Alex, a little bit like Dodgem cars at some points, but it was really still very close and very good.
Yeah, brilliant race, really. Not the same sort of action that we saw right at the absolute very front like the last one, but still in that mid pack, there was just nothing to, you could throw a sheet over 10 cars there as well. It was crazy, that pack, sort of after about 5 or 6 laps, just huge, massive train. That's what we want to see, and great action throughout. And I hope we'll see the same again for the final and fourth race, but it's usually the one where the elbows come out a little bit.
Said we'd see big packs, Adam, and we saw some big excitement there.
Yeah, just as great as the other two races that we've seen tonight. Ashley Sutton battling away, tried to get up to the front, just wouldn't work out for him. And Ben Hackerson, another fantastic drive from him. Could be a contender really for the championship, really. I might throw that out there early on in the season. And yeah, George Simmons in second as well. Poor Paul Smith, though, started 10th, finished 11th, just gets knocked about, really, throughout all of these races. He must be worn out, and he's still got another race to go. But let's have a look then at the cars that are eligible for the reverse grid. Cars 15 down to 26, or a full reverse grid, as always. Steve Hefford, Jay Wright, Laura Bond, Rob Plumley, Potacek, Richard Gore, Pete Newman, Roderick Graham, Nathaniel Simpson, Steve Richardson, Max Wright, Jason Rowe. Those are the cars eligible. Who's going to be on the pole, Alex?
Let's have a look for the third and final time then tonight.
Will it be Jason Rowe on the front row?
Certainly be happy. Here we go. Oh, no, we're not going to make a fall. Looks like it's going to be 20th again.
Really?
It is. Yeah,
well, guess
20th
what that
again.
means? It's Richard Gore. He's on the pole position again. Come on down, Richard Gore.
Well,
You've just broken many BSR TC drivers' hearts there. Like, oh, Richard Gore again. Well, he's on pole. Second, it is Potacek. Third for Rob Plumley. Fourth, Laura Bonds, and Jay Wright in fifth.
Like a two-headed coin is this wheel, isn't it, Alex?
I'm just gifted at pressing it.
So
as far as Richard's concerned, anyway.
So Richard Gore goes on to pole position for the 57th time in his career from the reverse grid. And we'll be back for the fourth race of the evening very shortly. So join us here on Motors TV for race 4 of the evening. We'll see Richard Gore yet again on pole position, and we'll be back after this break.
iRacing.com is a sim racing game that combines a true-to-life racing experience with an online community of virtual racers from all over the globe. iRacing offers a multitude of officially licensed cars and tracks, laser scanned with millimeter accuracy. Their car models and mechanical systems are based on real-world physics and engineered in cooperation with manufacturers and race teams. iRacing's web-based interface allows members to compare stats and test drive any combination of car and track instantly. Their skill license system ranges from rookie to pro, ensuring members are always pitted against those with similar skill sets. Members are able to sign up for a weekly race series, compete in time trials, host a private race with friends, and participate in racing leagues created and run by the community. With over 60,000 members, iRacing works in partnership with renowned motorsport organizations like SRO Motorsports Group to deliver virtual races based on the real-life Blancpain GT series. iRacing's Blancpain Endurance Series features team racing, giving members the ability to build a team and participate in races ranging from 3 hours to 24 hours. Additional partners include NASCAR, IMSA, V8 Supercars, IndyCar, allowing members to race in their very own 24 hours of Spa, Bathurst 1000, Daytona 500, and many more. iRacing.com, delivering the most authentic racing experience short of getting into a real race car.
It's the final round of what's been a pulsating night of action here at the Silverstone National Circuit in England. Here at the British Sim Racers Touring Car Championship Winter Series, presented by iRacing, of course. And here with you, as usual, Andrew Woodhouse, Anna Bath and Alex Simpson. And Alex, I'll bring you in first this time. 16 more laps to go. We've had 48 thrilling laps so far. I think this is one of the best meetings we've had so far.
Yeah, this has been a great meeting. I don't know if we have had better. There's been some great races that we've seen in the past, but I can't think of as many back-to-back races and no real major incidents, you'd say. There's been some crashes today, but I think if we can see an epic race right now, this will go down as our as the best meeting we've ever covered.
Adam, you've covered a lot of these races, a few more than we have even, and is this up there with the best for you?
Oh yeah, without a long shot. I've never seen that. Was it the final 5 laps or so? Just completely side by side almost.
Pretty much.
The top 4. Definitely going to have to watch that back, and thank goodness we've got the deal with iRacing to get this on Motors TV, because that is definitely going to be one to savour for BSR for the BSR TC really. And 30 seconds away from the 4th and final race then, and anything could happen in this one. We could even see a better one than that.
Well, the Richard Gore button's been pressed and he's on pole position. And I will stress, of course, we will repeat this at the end of the broadcast, but we have confirmed a deal with iRacing that they'll be the new sponsor of this league. So it'll be now the iRacing British Sim Racers Touring Car Championship. And also we've agreed a deal to show the entire Winter Series and the entire 2016 British Sim Racers Touring Car Pro Series with potentially a $20,000 prize on Motors TV internationally as well. So Motors TV not just in England but across Europe as well. And Alex, fantastic news for the series, great news for sim racing in general, opens up what we do to a whole new audience of people.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And let's not forget the Motors TV is now in the United States as well.
Is it?
I think they
Sorry,
get it
I
on.
didn't even know.
Yeah, I think they get it on Slingbox or something like that over there now, and some satellite channels over there as well. So
great news.
Yeah, so it's almost we've got almost worldwide coverage on the telly now. It's absolutely amazing.
So that's beyond our wildest dreams, and these drivers will be competing for the big money. Of course, the Teams Championship is where the biggest prize will be. I'm not exactly sure what that will be yet, but of course after this Winter Series is concluded, I'm sure we will find out and we'll bring that to you as soon as possible. So Richard Gore will start on pole position for the final round of the evening, race 12 of the season. Mikhail Potashek will start in second, and with Rob Plumley and Laura Bond, again a good reverse grid for Bond, in 4th. Jay Wright is 5th, and Steve Hefford 6th, Dan Craft in 7th, and Alex Malinsky 8th, Jamie Fluke 9th, and Paul Smith in 10th, as the revs will rise again. The 4th time in the evening, the Kia Optimus burst into life now.
Green, green, green.
Here we go. What's it like? The disparity between the two sides of the grid. Still the left-hand side much dirtier, and the guy's not really getting as good a traction as the drivers on the right-hand side. Heading into Copse Corner, it is Richard Gore who leads. Potashek retains second place, but not for long, Adam, as Robert Plumley's beginning his assault. We've got a car off at the back. Rizzo is off the course at Copse Corner.
Down into Beckett, Sen, and Potashek's all over the place. The car wiggling around.
The marbles.
He's off, and that allows Plumley
well
through
off,
into second, through the gravel almost on the exit. He's going to lose a few places there. He's now going to be down to 7th place behind Jamie Fluke, so not a good start there.
Alex, that's pretty fortunate actually that he only lost 6 places.
Yeah, I think he realised what was going on there, and just got the car slowed down enough, and then just gunned it. He just thought, well, I'm wide. Who cares? There's no Onco out here. I'm just going to put to the floor and go.
There are a lot of marbles as well on the outside, so the drivers are going to have to be careful, Adam, that they don't run wide, get dirt on the tyres, because that's going to cost them for a few corners. And in this field, when everybody's so close together, that it could be many places.
We've seen cars also run onto that grass through the exit at the final corner. Oh, it's Ashley Sutton who's trying to move his way through the pack, has just had a huge slide through Copse there. He's down in 20th position. But yeah, Richard Gore leads Robert Plumley, Daniel Kraft in 3rd, 4th Laura Bond, 5th Jay Wright, 6th it is Jamie Fluke, 7th Michael Posacek, 8th Andreas Katz, Simon Field in 9th, and Steve Hefford in 10th. Laura Bond already on the move, trying to get down the inside of Dan Kraft for Friction Racing into Brooklands, and Kraft closing in on Robert Plumley as well. Daniel Kraft, very capable racer. What's happened?
Rob Graham has just pushed Ashley Sutton off the track, and then Graham's got a bit of afters from Nathaniel Simpson, who's also trying to go through on Ashley Sutton. So,
and there's Paul Smith as well.
A lot of combat going on in the midfield. Sutton defending the line from Smith, who's already got damage on the front of that Kia Optima. So Sutton into Copse Corner, has the right line there.
Smith.
But Graham gave him quite a big punt into Brooklands, and that sent the Clear Cup champion off the course.
Colin Cunniff running a little bit wide as well, lost a couple of places, so those marbles really starting to hurt people. You can see as well, they've built up quite a lot over the meeting now, and people who were able to take those wide lines and sweep back in, they just can't do that now. It's just dragging them out even wider.
Yeah, that's four races of 30-odd Kia Optimas, Adam, providing a lot of tyre debris, and see how these front tyres go off, and combining that with the marbles, it becomes a pretty dangerous place, the track does.
Yeah, definitely. And we saw in race 2, the drivers trying to clean that outside line, and it started to work, really. You were saying before the end of the race. Don't think it's going to be happening in race 4. It's David Baker looking down the inside there of what looks like Steve Hefford, the battle to get inside the top 10. They're still side by side on the exit of Copse, and Baker's going to have the inside line for Maggots and Beckett's here. At the same time, Katz has just got past Posacek. Down the inside goes Baker. There is enough room. Move. And that might allow Simmons to try and get through as well. Kimmon's bouncing it all over the curbs there. Down the inside of Beckett's. Hefford's refusing to give in though.
Kraft for the lead.
Yes, indeed. Down the inside, of Richard Gore into Brooklands. And that is a done deal, I think. Into the lead goes Dan Kraft.
Yeah, Gore was a bit too gentlemanly there, Alex. I think he left the door open.
Yeah, I think you're right there. Could have defended a bit harder. Now he's got Plumley having a little look at the inside. Just about closes the door there. He needs to tag into the...
back in line.
Yeah, that's it. He needs to tuck back in, doesn't he, now with Kraft ahead. We know how quick Kraft is. Of course, he had a bit of a troublesome meeting, hasn't he? We was caught earlier on, wasn't he? And into the wall, I think.
Yep.
Got stuck together. I can't remember who that was with. But yeah, it's important
Simpson,
now.
I think.
Important for Gore now to keep on...
Gore's just nudged Kraft, and that's going to send him into a 3-wide situation.
And Plumley's going to escape through into the lead, and now here comes the new Homes Digital car of Laura Bond, I think it is. They're both...
Field is dropping down as well. Something wrong with Field further back. We'll look at that in a moment. Sorry, guys.
They're inseparable here. Down the inside goes Dan Kraft into 2nd place, and down the inside goes Jamie Fluke on Laura Bond.
I think Kraft just tried a little nudge on Plumley. Alex didn't quite get it exactly how he wants, but he's going to try and get the cut back now on the Muppets car. And can he do it? Can Plumley stay? So
close there to turning him around there.
And he would have turned him straight into the wall, Alex, which would have ended up resulting in a crash right in front of the pack. And side by side.
It would have been, that would have been messy. Very messy.
Here comes Jamie Fluke, flashing in and out all over the place, down the inside into Maggots and Beckett's. Plumley still trying to hang it out round the outside, but Kraft is going to force him wide. Take that, and then here comes Jamie Fluke to get back into 2nd place possibly. Those two are going to be side by side down the Wellington Straight, and here comes Andreas Katz trying to get past Richard Gore. That's the battle over 4th and 5th.
Just about to say, Adam, that look who's just carefully and quietly got himself into the top 5. Andreas Katz, season 3 and 8 champion.
Luke at the inside of Plumley then. That looks like a fun deal.
Just
fighting back. But he's going to have to try and cut into the inside quickly. He does so. Jamie a little bit tardy in covering that off.
And maybe had one opportunity, did Rob Plumley. Jamie Fluke, though, who's very, very quick in anything he drives. Gets through and stays through into 2nd place. Richard Gore now trying to fight back. Trying to fight back on Plumley, but he may be prey to Katz here. Katz is down the inside.
Great exit from Katz.
Probably Probably, Alex. Keep that place.
Yeah, it looks like it was a good exit, but we see this time and time again, don't we? This national circuit, you actually do get a really good run on the outside, late on the brakes for Gore. That's aggressive from Gore. We don't normally see him do that, and it is a fantastic move. Timed it perfectly. Have some of that and do that again, Richard.
no contact with Plumley either, so beautifully judged by the man who could have won the AM Championship in 2015. Not quite. It was very, very close between him, Paul Smith, and John Roberts. It was John Roberts who won out. Roberts
Fluke
currently in 16th place as Jamie Fluke dives down the inside of Daniel Kraft, and he makes contact. Kraft is shoved wide, and he's going to lose several positions now as they all funnel through.
Well, he can't let him back through, and there's another car off in the background. I think that was Ben. Oh,
Roberts, was it?
It was Pete Newman and Ben Hackerson.
What do we think about that one, guys? It just looked like it was. Did
the Kraft one?
Yeah, did Kraft turn in a little bit too much there? Did Jamie just want a little bit too much track? Is that just one of those 6 of one, half dozen of the other ones?
I'll give you the verdict in a second. Oh yeah, Jamie can't go much more to the inside. It's difficult. It's a very difficult one. I think might be worth having a little look at later on, but.
That's really starting to put a bit of pressure on Richard Gore now. Can see a potential win in the offing. Gore's going a little bit defensive into Cop's corner.
Cats might be able to cut back here.
Oh, no way through. Richard Gore just positioned the car fantastically there.
But yeah, very good.
Cats will try and swoop it around the outside into Maggots and Beckett's. We'll see if he's able to get it done. Of course, all the marbles there on the outside. Still in there, still in there. Still in there, in fact. He's got a good run on the exit there of Beckett's. Richard Gore's going to try and cut across. And don't count out Rob Plumley. Plumley's going to get in the slipstream of these two.
Gore's got a good exit as well, Alex, into Brooklands. Let's see.
Yeah, he needs to be aggressive on the brakes again. He's timed that well a moment ago. As long as he can hold his car on the inside of Luffield, he stands to...
he stands to do that, I think. But that's exactly what he needed to do. That's exactly where his car needed to be. Oh, look at this gaggle now.
Oh, my word. We've got 2x2 on our hands again.
It's reminiscent of race 2, Adam. And almost like the Daytona 500, which will be in a few weeks.
And we've got another friction racing car there in Dan Kraft. Those friction cars seem to create 2x2 situations here. Rob Plumley turns. Katz is just able to hold on. He's going to come back onto the track though. Please be careful.
This will be dangerous. Oh, and he just manages to judge it. And actually, Dave Baker, I don't know if you noticed, but Baker anticipated that beautifully. He saw that coming a mile off.
And Katz only lost one position out of that, I think.
That's amazing.
Yeah, Baker just let Katz slot back on there as well. We didn't need to, but he saw it coming and just thought, well, there's no point in causing a big wreck, and that's great driving, and that's why Dave Baker won the Kleenex Award for 2015.
And he won the title in, of course, season 7, and that's another one of those reasons why he did that too. Is that he sees things happen around him, and so many people, Adam, get caught with being stubborn and trying to force. Not allow people to come back on.
Oh, is that Katz having a look on Kraft? No, just making sure that he's very visible in his mirrors. Weaving all over the track there.
Very visible indeed. And look at this, Baker trying to get past Plumley. Baker's got the line, I think, unless Plumley's going to try and hang it out through Maggots and Beckett's, like Katz tries to do earlier on. Baker down the inside, but Plumley tried to get the cut back there. It hasn't worked.
Simmons.
And now Simmons is going to capitalise brilliantly up into 6th place.
Oh, what an effort by Simmons there. Used the curb almost like a train line, Alex, to pull himself around.
Yeah, great move. I tell you what, Simmons is one that's impressing immensely in this winter series. I look forward to
there goes
seeing his entry name on the Pro Series list, because he's going to be in and around there with a bit more experience in the car for sure.
Oh, Ashley Sutton's back.
And
he's returned.
Also, Katz is basically shoving Richard Gore through Woodcote there, and that's going to allow them both to get past Dan Kraft, I do believe, into turn 1. This isn't going to end well, surely. Down the inside goes Richard Gore into 2nd place. Katz is now going to try and get past both of them. 3 wide.
No.
3 wide, hold your breath. Who's going to hit Simmons? Simmons and Baker arriving on the scene as well. Gore gets out of it sensibly and into Beckett's. It is going to be
Gore's wide.
Kraft, but he's going to... That's the friction racing line, I think we've now got to call it. And now here comes Andreas Katz to take 2nd place away. They're going to be 2x2 again down the Wellington straight.
Bit too much friction on those front tyres there, not allowing the car to turn properly through the corner due to the marbles. And oh man, goodness me, it's close in there. Very, very close between Katz and Kraft and Baker.
Baker
3
through.
former race winners in this series. Simmons is on gore as well.
Simmons had to check up a little bit coming out of the corner. We got such a fantastic exit. He actually hit the brakes there. We just saw his brake lights come on for a second to avoid Gore, but gets the draft and he's up through and past Gore cleanly. But Gore fights back on with the cutback, and there's nowhere for him to go ahead though. There's just a queue of traffic ahead.
Still,
Gore really on
between
the brakes though, trying to get a good exit, and Plumley's going to capitalise on that. Oh, contact between them.
It was Katz's turn to take the wide line this time around, and that's allowed Baker through into 3rd place. Now he's going to try and take 2nd place away from Dan Kraft. Meanwhile, Jamie Fluke's 5 seconds ahead.
Jamie Fluke's loving this, loving every minute of it. He's already taken a win tonight. Can he take the double? Can he take the race 1 and 4 double, which I don't think has ever been done before? Ashley Sutton hits Plumley.
Sutton's arrived.
Oh, and so's Fluke. Oh, no, Plumley's getting cannoned around like a pinball.
Just got eaten up there, Rob Plumley, and shoved back out, and he's now down to 9th place. He's got other problems now. He's got a New Homes Digital car of Bond.
Plumley's in the 147 car. I think he was more like a snooker ball on that one. In a lime green snooker ball, getting punted around by those other cars. He still lies in about 9th place.
It's now Baker v Kraft and Simmons in the mix as well into Beckett's. Simmons down the inside of Baker. He could be about to take the podium, final spot on the podium away there from the Season 7 champion. They're going to be side by side now down the Wellington Straight. Andreas Katz just watching this, along with Richard Gore. Fantastic battle. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 cars battling over that 2nd spot.
What a great performance by Simmons. He started 19th. Is he going to finish on the podium? Not if Andreas Katz can help it, because Katz shoving the 63 car around. As there's going to be contact between Baker and Simmons. But excuse me, Baker still manages to stay in front. Just.
Through Woodcote then. We've got 2 laps to go. Penultimate lap of the race here. Ashley Sutton's just now getting onto the back.
Oh, what's this? Oh, man. Cat's nearly into the pit wall, Adam.
Dancing all over the place there. Now he's going to try and get the cut back, but there's no way through. He just has to shove Simmons. Sutton and Colin Cunniff are about to join the scene as well. We're going to be set for an epic 1.5 laps here to decide who's going to get the runners-up spot in this race.
Oh, Baker's just trying to nudge Daniel Kraft slightly and just unsettle the Kia Optima there through Beckett's. And Alex, look at this pack coming down the Wellington Straight. Still a big fight going on for this last spot on the podium. In fact, the last 2 spots on the podium.
Yeah, Colin Cunniff potentially with a look on Sutton. Sutton very late on the brakes as always. Colin just not able to make anything happen in that. Katz, is that Katz there on Simmons? Yeah, it is.
Good work by Katz. Oh, look at this.
And Gore's now trying to find a way. He's found
Gore's managed to just prise the door open there.
Almost a bit typical Matt Neal style move there. Into Luffield, and now onto the final lap of the race. Baker's all over Kraft now. Kraft defending the inside line like crazy. And off goes Sutton. And I think Sutton's been disqualified.
I don't know if you got shoved off the track. We might have to get the replay of that, Alex, at the end. But yeah, Sutton just going off and disappearing.
Baker on Kraft. He's got up the inside. He's going to carry the momentum.
He does all right.
He carries through as well.
He carried the momentum right into the other Kia.
And now it's between Katz and Baker to decide who's going to get 2nd place, but don't count Dan Kraft out of it yet. Here we go then down the Wellington Straight towards Brooklands for the final time. Jamie Fluke, of course, is going to come through and take his 2nd victory of the evening, his 4th of the series. And, well, look how close that is.
A very wide line to try and just overlap the Kia of Dave Baker. But Jamie Fluke's coming through, and he's going to win for the 2nd time in 4 races. And Fluke wins the 12th round of the season, and it's going to be Baker, then Katz, then Kraft, and then it's Simmons, and I'm not sure who got that. It was Richard Gore by a fraction.
Yeah, 7,000ths of a second at the line there over Colin Cunniff. Smolenski coming through in 8th, 9th Plumley, and 10th Jay Wright.
Still coming through close. Paul Smith, Dylan Robinson, John Roberts, Pete Newman, Nathaniel Simpson, very close together. Whitehead, Stevens, Hackerson, top 20. And they're still racing out there. Malcolm Rizzo coming across Cesare. Cesare Rizzo is the last man who finishes on the lead lap Adam, that was such a great meeting. I don't know how we're going to follow that.
Oh yes, Silverstone National. We were talking to Jerome Kaiser before the race meeting began. I was like, it's only 4 corners. Surely we can't see such great racing here. But wow, fantastic! One of the best, the best race meeting I think we've ever seen in the BSR TC, and that's after covering 3 normal seasons and a full Pro Series calendar. We've seen God knows how many races in the BSR TC, but this is probably the best race meeting out of all of them. Fantastic show. By all of the guys out there tonight.
I will say, Alex, as well, one of the very best that we've ever seen for driving standards as well, which was important after a couple of messy races over the last couple of weeks.
Yeah, amazing, actually. Laguna, like you say, a little scrappy perhaps, but tonight, absolutely spot on from everybody. Great race meeting, and I'll agree with you. It's definitely the best we've ever seen in, what is nearly 2 years' worth of broadcasting in this series.
Thanks as well to everybody watching on YouTube. We really do appreciate that through the iRacing Live banner, of course. And gentlemen, I mean, that was just really, really good. And once again, Jamie Fluke showed his quality, Adam.
Yeah, Jamie Fluke, definitely one to watch now in the championship. I'm pretty sure he'll have taken the championship lead away from Alex Smolensky. We'll wait for those championship standings to be updated. But let's run you through the finishing order of the 4th and final race tonight. Jamie Fluke takes the victory. 2nd for David Baker. 3rd, Andreas Katz. In fact, that's the same 1-2 from race 1.
Yes.
So, yeah, very well done by those two. Andreas Katz in 3rd, Dan Craft 4th. George Simmons in 5th, Richard Gore in 6th, Colin Cunniff in 7th, Alex Smolensky in 8th, Rob Plumley 9th and Jay Wright in 10th. 11th finished Laura Bond after starting 4th, 12th Julian Janowski, 13th Paul Smith, 14th Dylan Robinson, 15th John Roberts, 16th Pete Newman, 17th Nathaniel Simpson, 18th Andrew Whitehead, 19th Kip Stevens, and rounding up the top 20 Ben Hackerson, 21st Max Wright, 22nd Steve Richardson, 23rd Rick Scott, 24th Scott Malcolm, Cesar Rizzo, the last car on the lead lap in 25th, and then the cars 1 lap down or more. Steve Hefford in 26th, Ashley Sutton disqualified in 27th, 28th Jason Rowe, 29th Robert Graham, 30th Simon Field, 31st Mikhail Potacek, 32nd Jerome Kaiser, and 33rd Nick McCarron.
Alex, did we even see what happened to Jerome Kaiser?
No, I'm afraid we missed that one.
Should we see the
let's see if I can.
Sutton one?
Yeah, let's see if we can find that then.
Ashley Sutton at the
went off or
beginning of
15. Sorry, 16.
Yeah, beginning of lap 16. Battling away with Cunniff.
I think we might have it here.
I wonder if he got forced off the track or whether he just made a mistake.
He put a wheel or two into the grass, and that was the 1X, and that was just the 1X he needed, and he was disqualified after that.
Followed
Simmons off.
Yeah, that's it.
He just was a bit unsighted, it looked like.
Should we see if we can figure out what happened to Kaiser?
Yes, must have been an incident on lap number 1 or something.
Early, I was going to say.
Pitted in as well on lap 1 apparently, so I'm not really sure what that was.
So he
had an off track before. Let's see if that was damage.
So he gets quite a good start.
Oh yeah. He's involved in a bit of a collision between New Homes Digital car of Jamie Fluke. Then he hits Smolensky and collects Paul Smith. That's why Paul Smith was so far down the order. Yeah. And then Stevens and Nick McCarron, who also joined him at the bottom of the finishing order in 33rd position. So
Beckett's Adam, was it?
Yeah, Beckett's
all 4 corners damaged on that, I think.
Oh yeah,
brought it into the.
I didn't even see Smolensky getting whacked actually, and McCarron.
Are there any others we might have a quick look at before we perhaps had a chat with a couple of guys? And
possibly your take on the Craft and Fluke incident, Alex?
Yeah, they didn't go off track. It's hard for me to find that on the.
It was probably.
Let's see. Is it beginning of? Not then.
Lap 8, possibly. Start of lap 8, I think. Yeah, lap 8. Start very, very beginning of lap 8, Alex.
Oh, it's just they're both going into the same piece of track, really. I think that's my opinion of it.
Yeah, I think that was the lap afterwards. Yeah, it was.
Might have been a bit optimistic by Jamie, actually.
Yeah, I can't seem to find that one, unfortunately. So,
can you not go back to a specific lap, or?
No, I can't do that. It's just incidents and moments and things like that get catalogued unless I'd bookmarked it. But you got to be quick quick on the trigger.
Oh, okay. I think
let's
they
have
were
a
going
quick-
for the same piece of track anyway, over the lead.
Yeah. Let's have a quick chat with Colin Cunniff. He's been sat up there patiently waiting for us. We'll bring him down.
Colin Cunniff joins us in the commentary box now. Colin Cunniff, good race meeting for you. However, I think race 2, God knows how many laps you were side by side with Jerome Kaiser for, but you just lost out by 1,000th of a second. Yeah.
Yeah, it was great. Like, me and Kaiser, we've got so much respect for each other. Like, it's not many people you can go that many laps around the track with, and it's credit to him for getting the win, but it was really close. But yeah, it was really good. I think we're side by side every race at one point for at least half a lap in every race. It was crazy. It was brilliant. I've checked my heart rate monitor and it went up to 170 at during that towards the end of that race.
It was surprising and sort of not surprising at the same time how clean we were all able to race there at the front. Is that the best race you've ever been involved in?
It's up there, aye, definitely. My memory's pretty rubbish, so it's just it's the best one I remember just now, anyway.
Jerome was telling us you were both in the same radio channel together, and you were saying that your tyres were going off more and more as the race was going on.
As soon as I got past them, for some reason, my tyres were just absolutely shot, and I could not brake, I couldn't turn, and so, I mean, that last race just showed, race 3, when I got past them, I was able to pull away, but just as soon as I got past, my tyres were just absolutely gone, and I had nothing at all, and then, obviously we were side by side the whole time. I think that prevented everybody else from behind getting by, so it worked out in the end that it's got 1-2 between us, but like I say, I would have preferred the win, to be honest.
Well, next week we head to a completely different racetrack, and that's the Suzuka Grand Prix circuit. What's your thoughts of racing the Kia around there?
Oh, the Suzuka's is my favourite track. I just loved it, but in the Kia it's a bit of a nightmare, but I'm getting to grips with it now. Came on quite a lot since I first started, so hopefully I'll enjoy it a wee bit. And if it's a race meeting like this, then I don't care where I finish, as long as the racing's like that and clean and I finish, then I'll be quite happy no matter where I finish.
Alex, got anything for Colin?
No, just to say your race 3 looked pretty fun out there as well. Just watching it back as on a bit of a replay now from where we were. There was a lot of...
I mean, all races were absolutely brilliant. All 4 races I was involved in was just absolutely epic. Everybody, I was able to... I actually spent more time going around the outside the track than actually being able to take racing lines. Every time I joined a new session, it took something to actually go into the track and actually be able to race racing lines again, and then of course the race starts and then you're having to go around the outside again.
And it looked like marbles really laid down as well over the course of the meeting, and with all the too wide action going on, I mean, few people caught them, all saw them slide off. How about yourself? Any issues with them?
At the start it was a bit of a nightmare if you went off one of them. I noticed that certainly when the practice, when I went back on, the marbles, you just couldn't stop the car at all. But after a couple of laps, the normal racing lines, I feel like the main issue was the outside of turn 2 and the inside the turn 3, Brooklands. All the marbles were in there, so you really had to take your time in the first couple of laps. But after that, it was just sort of normal, and because everybody was going side by side the whole time, it was the marbles cleared up pretty well. So it was only if you took really, really daft lines, then that's when you're going to have issues.
Awesome, congrats on good race meeting, Colin, and good
Cheers.
to see a few more friction cars out there than just yourself for this race meeting.
Well, I'm glad to have Dan with us. He's going to be doing more than the Kias with us, so it's good to have him on board. Hopefully he'll enjoy his time with the team. Marco's has got quite a few things on at the moment, so he's struggling to make the Thursdays now, but hopefully in another couple of weeks he'll be back as well.
Awesome, thanks very much, Colin. And
Cheers.
We'll catch you next week.
Alright, see ya.
Colin Cunniff there.
Yes.
Well, apart from Wojciech Savinovic, I just don't know anyone that's come so close to taking a victory.
Yeah, I mean, he's only there's only one man who knows how that feels, and that was Wojciech Savinovic, and he didn't feel good, so... the thing is... I mean, Alex, I don't know. On one hand, you feel great because you've participated in an amazing race, and in another way, you're gutted because you haven't won.
Yeah, I think a bit of both. But ultimately, to miss out by 1/1000th of a second, you're still going to feel gutted at the end. I think more than anything else. But yeah, for us, I mean, what we want, more of that. Is perfect for us. Call action and races that are that close. That's what we dream of. Keeps us on our toes, doesn't it?
Well, let's have a look at the championship standings then. Leaving this epic race meeting at Silverstone, Alex Smolensky leads the standings still by only 9 points though over Jamie Fluke. Katz is in third, Stevens fourth, Hackerson now in fifth. Baker now in his customary 6th position, 7th Dan Craft, 8th Rob Plumley, 9th Simon Field, and 10th Jay Wright. Over in the AM standings, Rob Plumley leads Jay Wright by 78 points, Richard Gore in third, Nick McCarron in fourth, and John Roberts in fifth. So next week we head to Suzuka, the Grand Prix circuit.
Yeah, one of the... Sorry. Alex.
Yeah, so I was just going to say, the long Suzuka one. Yeah, the long one. I love that. Love that circuit. Great track, and the short circuit made probably the second best race meeting that we've ever had in this series. But it'll be interesting to see what happens in the Grand Prix layout as well. So really should I would think that back straight spoon curve and going into to the final chicane there, I think we're going to see some really interesting racing. I don't think we'll see the packs like we've seen today, because it really is a driver's course. But there'll be some awesome battles, no doubt.
And you say it's a driver's course. Last season we were there. We saw a driver in a league of his own, and that was Sebastian Job, and taking all 3 race victories there.
Yeah, and it's only been done once, literally, and that was Sebastian Job. So, is anyone going to do it again? I'm not sure, but all these drivers are going to give it a very good go. I think that's just about it then, is it, guys, for tonight?
Yeah, I think we'll just obviously the drivers that missed the announcement, we'll just quickly recap that. So because a lot of you have been asking after the individual races, but so to confirm, you might have seen we don't have Engine Oil Direct logo up there. That's because iRacing have picked up the sponsorship of the series, so we are officially now the iRacing British Sim Racers Touring Car Championship. This is the Winter Series, and in conjunction with the picking up the sponsorship, that's allowed us to secure the TV rights as well for Motors TV again. So the whole of the Winter Series will be on TV, as well as the whole of the BSR Pro Series as well. So
awesome!
Over 40 races. And each show is going to have a couple of repeats as well, so over 120 hours worth of TV that we'll be on. So absolutely fantastic news. Of course, the great news is as well with iRacing coming in and helping support the series as well. All of the hard work that Kip does with the sponsorships of the actual team and the cars. That's all going to go into the prize pool as well. So that $20,000 prize pool is looking much more likely now, and it was first time ever to do $10,000 in a prize pool for a private league, and the guys are going to step that up once more. I'm going to go for 20,000, just absolutely amazing. And 2016 is we're just going bigger and better with that. So all credit to the league. Big shout out, thanks again for iRacing for supporting the series, to seeing what it's all about, and then for Motors TV once again for coming on board and allowing us to put our hobby and sport onto TV, and 40 hours of of sort of premiere sort of footage with 2 repeats. That's just amazing that we're going to get that.
I believe it truly is a sport now, Adam.
Most definitely, and if you're watching and want to get involved in the series, head over to BritishSimRacers.com. You can find out all about the calendar and what you need to do to get yourself on the grid for when the Pro Series starts in a few months' time.
Yeah, can I also just give a little bit of a plug as well. We've just put together a new website as well, so apexracingtv.com. Head over to there. And, just share it on social media and all that goodness as well. Don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe to our YouTube channel as well. We don't plug that enough, and
no, we don't.
And we should do. But yeah, tell us what you think about the race and give us some feedback on the comments. You know, we always like to hear from everyone what you want to see us improve on as well. We'll try and do everything. You might notice the overlay is slightly different as well. We've got a nice big header bar, and that's because obviously you have to worry about the overscan on TV now as well. So if you think, oh, that's a bit weird, that's why it is. Because obviously last season we were chopping a bit of the lap positions off, but that won't happen for future now.
No, and it's going to look so much better on Motors TV as well, which, a reminder, it goes out not only in the UK and throughout Europe, but in now, I believe, the United States as well. So great to see that happening, and great to see such fantastic action out on the track there with the Kia Optimus. So from all of us here at Apex Racing TV, iRacing Live and Motors TV, it's goodbye from the iRacing British Sim Racers Touring Car Championship Winter Series. And we'll see you back here next week for more Kia Optima action. We'll see you then.